Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Sprinkle Sprinkle. So we are here today. I know it's been a while since I've been on this channel, but yeah, we're here. How are y'all this evening? Okay, so we're gonna be talking about witches stay paid. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate that. So, witches stay paid. I like my little earrings, my little cup. My little cup. All right. Y'all, it's almost Halloween. And Halloween just happens to fall on a Thursday this year. And Thursday, as y'all know, is like the best day to do any type of abundance working or prosperity work. So, perfect. Um, it's kind of cold up here because I got my air conditioner on, so I'm just getting my blankets ready. So what are y'all's plans for Halloween? Or Samhain or whatever day you're going, you're going to call it, whatever you celebrate on those days. I know some of y'all are doing Dia de los Muertos. So, sorry, I had to fix my brow. You're going to do haunted houses? That's nice. You know what I usually like to do? So, since it does fall on a Thursday, a good money spell or a good prosperity spell or business spell is good. So I like to do those, of course. I like to read and do some type of just learning of some sort. I mean, I've learned so much already over through the years, but I like to read and relearn some things that I might have like not remembered, or make a sigil or something cool like that. So a lot of times, like when you're working with sigils, doing prosperity work and da 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 da, it's good to do on a Thursday. And I have this sigil that I made long ago, and I made it into a compact mirror. And I did write it in Latin what the sigil means. And y'all have probably seen this. This is another way you can incorporate money magic into your everyday life and prosperity magic. This sigil means all men always want to give me money, or men always give me money. And that's what it says in Latin too. This is my sigil that I created on a sigil maker online somewhere. And it draws it out for you and everything. You can copy it, paste it, and then like put it on products or t-shirts, or put it on your, books or whatever. And so I made this mirror years ago. Okay, so men always give me money. There you go. I like to incorporate certain things in what I do on an everyday basis. So I keep this near me a lot because it's something that I created and something that I made, and definitely, yeah, something that's been working. It's my own little special charm and sigil. So maybe you could like customize one. They have so many websites where you can customize things like this as well. Or you could just get a label, and just glue it on, or put a sticker on something that's very similar. So thank you, Divine Truth. Can you tell me what is conjure and how do I do it? Okay, conjuring is like conjuring spirits or energies to work with them, or to, get something, or some information or something like that from spirits or energies. There are several books on conjuring. Some people are natural at it. They just call up the spirits, the ancestors, or whatever they be working with. So, you can't be a scary person. Like, I'm gonna just tell y'all, if y'all are practicing any type of magic, you can't be a scary person. Like if you scared of every little thing, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't. Because like I think when you conjure something, it will come and you better be ready to work with it and not be a little scaredy cat. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yes, and a lot of people think, that you have to conjure to do magic. You don't have to conjure to do magic. You can use the magic within you. You use like color magic, knowledge that you have, spells, sigils. A lot of people think sigils conjure spirits. So it's only what you believe, but you know, you said people with paranormal give you the ick, or paranoia give you the ick. Yeah. You can't be paranoid if you're going to do magic. That's the number one rule, in my opinion. If you're a paranoid person, if you're scared of everything and everybody, don't do magic because you're going to run yourself crazy. Okay. Thank you. Y'all like the lashes? So what I like to do on Halloween, and like you can do a money ritual or you can make a money sigil. So you could get like some paper, any type of paper. Some people like to use parchment, white paper, paper bags, whatever. And I get me some special ink. You can get money ink or in a little feather, a special pen that you write spells with or do not conjure, but sigils with and spells, and write down your sigil or your money spell. But I have someone that's more educated on this that actually does money spells for people. Because I don't do spells for clients anymore. I used to. That was my thing back in the day. But now we have someone else that actually is doing, prosperity work. And I think you know him as Terraine, Mr. Terraine Hicks. Say hello.
Hello.
Y'all remember? Okay, so welcome. How are you?
I'm good. You already know. I'm
Great.
ready. I'm ready to get to these Halloween workings.
So you're doing workings on Halloween for people. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So introduce yourself to the people that don't know you.
Okay. Well,
You know,
I'm a full-time sorcerer in real life, and days like Halloween is very important for me. Right. As you said on your video, Halloween falls on a Thursday, and someone like myself, a full-time sorcerer, warlock. Um, I've been prepping for Halloween for like 60 days now. So that's how big of a holiday or time period it is for somebody like me. And when it comes to money magic and spells and all of that stuff, a lot of people, they kind of they get into that stuff last minute when they really need something. But somebody who's more acquainted with like occultism, they're gonna do their money magic, like their biggest money ritual on a day like Halloween, especially if it falls on a Thursday, because that's Jupiter Day, that's Abundance Day. So
true.
it's a day that we take real serious.
Yes, I'll be doing
Yeah.
mine. And you sent me something. I got it. Okay, so tell me what you sent me. I'm opening it on camera.
Uh, let's see.
Okay, we got something in here. Ooh.
It might be some oud. All right, so that is the new witches oud oil,
Okay, let's
right?
see. Okay, do you have any like witchy Halloween oods on your store? I know you
Uh,
have an Etsy store
yeah,
called.
I got a bunch of them. So that's one. That's witches seduction,
Okay,
right? And then I got another one called Pombaween
this,
luxury oud. So it's a mix of Pomba Gira and Halloween, and then pumpkin spice.
ooh, you got that pumpkin spice.
Yeah, and then witch's brew, So that's the Halloween edition, Oud edition. We just came out with that today.
Look at this bottle, y'all. It's cute.
Yeah. So that's Witch's Seduction.
This smells really good. This smells like
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
I smell rich. It's very
Yeah.
seductive and also expensive smelling. Like it's not like a cheap smell. It's like you smell like money. This smells like money and also clean. It smells like a clean money type of like, and then it's also mysterious at the same time. I want to say
So yeah,
that.
so the idea behind that magic is a lot of people don't know that sorcerers make money. You know, sorcery is a money game. You know, witchcraft, sorcery, spell work. Those that are into that art form, they do pretty well financially. So I wanted to put that spill on it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. So
So
that's what.
what? I'm sorry. What? How do people get this?
Oh, you just got to go to the Etsy site.
Okay,
Etsy.
let me put it in the in the comments right here. It's also linked in the description bar.
Yeah. And it's called Witch's Seduction Luxury Oud.
It smells good. Like the smell lasts a long time.
Yeah,
Like this,
the secret to it is incantations.
mhm. This smells good.
Yeah.
Like the more I leave it on, the more it like permeates. So like when I move around, it's just everywhere now. Like if I walk through a room, this will like waft through the room.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of it either. You don't need a lot. Just a little touch will go a long way. All day, literally.
Hmm. I like how thick it is, so you don't like you only have to use a dab. It's
It's
like
good. It's
yeah.
good for the winter time.
Hmm. So you have let's talk about witches stay paid.
Let's talk.
So what is your best memory? Let's just go into the memory of it first and then talk about this. What's your best memory or first memory of getting like super paid as a sorcerer?
I was 19 years old
Hmm.
and I did a money spell during the winter solstice, and I got my first job into politics. Uh, and it was like impossible to get this job, and I was
Hmm.
paid well, and that's the first time that like I landed something from magic.
Wow. So
Hmm.
19.
19. Hmm.
That's good.
But after you land your first spell and you get paid, your confidence with spells go through the roof.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's why.
It take that one successful spell to do it.
Hmm. That's what I tell people. Like, if you are not confident in your magic, you do something that works, your confidence is going to keep building and building on top of that. And so the more magic you do and the more successful it is, the more successful you become, as well as your level of confidence.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think magic is good for people that want to boost their self-confidence, but they can't be scared and they can't be like paranoid of everything. They got to stay mentally aware. So what do you have to say to people that are like superstitious and scared of everything that want to practice magic?
It's not gonna work out. You gotta eliminate as much fear as possible.
Hmm.
Because when you get into magic, you have decided to take matters into your own hands and manipulate your reality. And in order to do that, you got to be really confident, bold, in some cases cocky. In some cases, you just got to be really sure of yourself because what you're attempting to do goes against the status quo, it goes against the norm.
Right.
But it's very fulfilling when you do it though.
Hmm. What do you think about people that have a lot of questions and they don't know a lot, but they want to do something? Like, I would suggest them start out in prosperity magic, right?
Yeah, I think that's the safest magic to start off with. You're
Mm-hmm.
not harming anyone, and you're working on your own personal development. And we all need money,
Mm-hmm.
so I like that to start off with prosperity magic. I would just add like candle prosperity magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great start because a lot of that involves your own personal magic. You're not working with deities or anything like that yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like for this coming up Halloween, you're doing a lot of like money and prosperity magic for people. Because I know some people can't practice in their house or they
Mhm.
don't want people to see their spell work or whatnot. Um, but you offer that service to people who want to still do magic if they can't practice it on their own. Because some places it's illegal, like you said in our earlier video last month.
Right.
And so if y'all are wanting to get some magic done, y'all need to contact Terraine. I put
Text
all his
me.
text, I put his information in the description bar, his phone number or his text. So if y'all want some work done before Halloween, y'all have to, get all your information in.
It's a good idea to text me now. 917-605-1469. I started out doing this to more exclusive people, but I feel like more people need access to spell work,
Mhm,
because that is the secret to a lot of these celebrities out here and a lot of wealthy people. They have a sorcerer on payroll,
mhm,
and that's how they got the edge over everyone.
mhm,
So I implore everybody to hire you a sorcerer. It don't hurt.
mhm. It doesn't hurt. I mean, people got entourages and they just put anybody in there. They might as well put a sorcerer up on there.
Indeed.
That's what they used to do back in the old days. Like in the old Hollywood, every act like old, like in the 40s and 50s, and everyone had their sorcerer or their witch or their
Yeah.
spiritualist um in
And
old
then all the astrologers and psychic mediums that used to work for the White House, and
Mhm,
a lot of that is public information.
mhm.
Mhm.
Because like people don't like to make moves without, if they're not a witch or sorcerer themselves, they don't like to make moves without being sure to check everything. They check their,
Yeah.
everything. Like before you go do something, you got to, like before you start a movie, you got to get a checkup, a physical. They got to see if your mental health is right. And a lot of people also do like spiritual, like is your spirituality good? How are you doing there? So a lot of
Right.
people believe in that, and that's why they are more successful, you know. So I
Indeed.
definitely know, I'm gonna just tell you right now, I definitely know that me practicing magic had a lot to do with, how I, became to be who I am, or just enjoy being who I am with no regrets and still making it do what it do.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Right.
And I think magic also allows you to be your full self and not have to be a yes person to everyone, because you're in control and you understand how things work on a spiritual side. So
Yeah.
you don't have to be a yes person. You can just know your
Yeah.
stuff.
A lot of people don't know that magic is actually the oldest form of spirituality.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Spirituality began with magic.
Hmm.
So a lot of people don't know that history. A lot of people are starting to find that out, but that's a fact.
Yeah, it's not religion, it's magic,
It's
because
magic.
you can't have religion if there's no magic,
Right.
because the
Yep.
religious being or the god or the goddess or whoever in the religion uses magic.
Yep. So why not develop your own personal magic? It
Yep.
it only makes sense. Mhm.
Yep. And people don't like to hear that for some reason because they've been taught to fear magic. What do you say to people that fear it or think it's bad or evil, like, or
I,
that are
I
scared to deal with it?
I like to point out that was taught to whomever has a stigma, a bad stigma about magic. You were told that, right? You something instilled that in you, right? Because as children, we all were magical. We all like to entertain magic and supernatural things, but something taught us to fear something that was natural about us. So
Mhm.
that's what I would say. Just remember when you were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and when you were into magic or the supernatural, and then also remember if there was an indoctrination that taught you to fear this.
Mhm. And they say a lot about people that are also wealthy or paid. They take lots of risk and they don't have fear when they move. Like when they make moves, like money moves, they
Yeah.
don't have fear. And it's the same thing with magic. They don't have any fear when they cast spells or do rituals or stuff like that. Because you're taking, like you said, the control and manipulating your reality. So a lot of times people don't realize that that's all that magic is, and at least in the self sense of it, like if you're not working with any deities or anything, you're taking it and you're willing what you want.
Right. Like people that are too cautious in how they move in life
Hmm.
will always be in like a very basic place in their life because you're not taking enough risks. You're not taking big risks. I'm not saying to be reckless,
Hmm.
but in order to get massive gains, especially when it comes to finances, you got to take big risks.
Hmm.
And that a lot of times involves how you're dealing with your spirituality.
Hmm.
Yep.
So if you're gonna take a big risk, that's why they hired a sorcerer or the witch to do the magic, so that your big big leap or whatever you're going to do in business is also, you have an edge there, and you have a mental edge and a spiritual edge. So
Mhm.
therefore your frequency and your energy is going to be more positive towards whatever it is you're dealing with. And that's going to come through with your words, your actions, your body language. So you're literally communicating with other people that this is going to work. You're sending the subliminal message because you've already done the spell, or someone's done the spell for you, and now you have this confidence, which then is like a mental unlocking of your mind to subliminally give messages that you are going to be successful and your business venture is going to be successful, and you're relaying that to other people who are doing business with you. So therefore everything after that just unravels into your success.
And what you're saying is backed by science.
Hmm.
Quantum physics and quantum mechanics backs exactly what you're saying,
Hmm.
right? You
Yeah.
would you would be increasing the probability when you just add the sorcery on.
Yes, because
Hmm.
given another sense of energy, power, and positivity to whatever it is you're doing. And your mind, all your mind needs to know is that it's going to work. It doesn't need to know how it's going to work. It just needs to know it's going to work for your body language, your frequency, your pulse to start going in that direction, in that frequency of success.
Right.
And if you've seen other people successful at what it is that is trying to be done, then it's going to be even more positive. That's why they say hang around people that are successful, hang around people that, have similar thinking and ideas, because that's going to fuel and boost your, frequency to success as well. And, you throw the magic in on there, it's even bigger. It's like,
Yep.
yeah.
That's Yeah. You just gave $10,000 worth of magical wealth gain.
Oops.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Mhm.
Somebody said I should do a TED talk. Can you imagine me on that walking around with the little headset on?
Yeah.
Uh-uh. I'm too comfortable right here, right? Maybe later.
Right.
So like a lot of people don't even realize, like, some people are making like in their own space. They don't have to go out, like, if they're not a people person, if they don't have to go out into the, you know, big audiences and stuff, you can make money as a sorcerer and as a witch, or just by
Yeah.
doing your own spell, or right here in your own home or your own, building.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need any outlet. We really don't need social media.
Mm-mm.
We have it all within the network because we're magicians. That's mastery.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this conversation is trying to teach the audience about how to work that, the different techniques of working that mastery. You don't
Yeah,
have to go outside of yourself.
that's true.
Mhm.
And a lot of people ask, like, what's so special about Halloween, and why is magic so powerful on Halloween? I'm gonna let you expound upon that, because a lot of people may be new, or they're.
Okay. So it's interesting because I broke this down a couple of days ago. But so if everyone, if you notice on Halloween, whether you celebrate or not, whether you like the holiday or not, the minute you wake up on October 31st, you can feel that it is Halloween. You can feel the difference. This is not a regular day. So everyone knows this, right? Since when you was a child until now as an adult, right? And what you are feeling is that the veil between the the dead and the alive is like meshed into one, right? So the days leading up to Halloween, we have something called the thinning of the veil. So every day leading up to Halloween, the barrier between the dead and the alive gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. And then on October 31st, the dead are allowed to roam the earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the big deal is about. That we are in this cohabitation with the dead in the most thin way. And what happens, the witches do their rituals, right? Even the thing with trick or treating, that is not by accident, right? And that started out where the Celtics, they knew about this and they would leave food out for the dead so that the dead would not harass them, or for blessings. So that over time turned into the trick or treating thing. But this has been a ritual for the world for a long time because we can all feel the veil thinning. So it's a day that has to be acknowledged. And us as sorcerers, because we know that, and we know that it's a powerful day, we do money rituals. Or the if it's not money rituals, we do all of our rituals to take care of us for the winter, right? So between
Mm-hmm.
October 31st and November 2nd is the preparation for winter. So love, money, protection goals, sustainability goals for the winter. That's when you focus. These are the days that you focus on being able to survive for the winter energetically. So that's the big thing about October 31st. It's a very mysterious day. It always has been. And it is the biggest day of witchcraft. They call it the witches' holiday.
Do you know the first time Halloween was celebrated? Was it always October 31st, or was it another date?
The first time Halloween as Halloween was celebrated.
Yeah, I know you said it started with the Celtics,
Mhm.
but did I say that right, or did I just say a basketball team?
Yeah, yeah, you said it right.
But
Um,
I know you said it started with them, but was there another culture that celebrated it before that on that same day? Is what I'm asking.
the oldest known account was the Celtics.
Okay.
However, every indigenous culture recognizes that period of time of the thinning of the veil, right? So between October 31st and November 2nd, it's recognized in pretty much all indigenous cultures, right?
Okay.
So you know, you got the Day of the Dead thing, but the oldest recognized culture for Halloween is the Celtics.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, good to know. So, what do you think made these particular people? I'm just talking. I don't know the answer, so it's not a test. I'm just literally asking.
Mhm.
What do you think made these specific people want to celebrate on this specific day? Does it have something to do with something in the sky, or just a
It,
feeling, or just like a portal or something that they, or
it
the veil they felt it?
it's absolutely the lunar cycle,
Mm-hmm.
right? So uh this is the cycle of the last full moon before winter, right? So it's the energy of the preparation for winter.
Okay.
So it's all going off of the lunar cycle.
Okay, so I get it now, because like, so winter is more like death, because fall is like, dying, and then spring is rebirth, and then summer is life, right?
Mm.
In the four
Yep.
seasons. So winter is like death. That's why on Halloween or Samhain or October 31st, the veil from the living and the dead is the thinnest, because that's the
Mhm.
last full moon, which is like a, you know, I guess a sign that we're going into winter, which is death. So that's why the veil is thin between the living and the dead right at that moment.
And you can see in nature the
Hmm.
pattern. The leaves are dying,
Hmm.
right? The animals are hibernating. That's a form of death,
Hmm.
right? Other animals are stocking up on food.
So they're preparing for a sleep, or like a
Right.
dormant stage.
And we, if we're paying attention to nature, we're going to do the same thing. This is
Hmm.
why I tell everybody to get a witch's almanac or a real good farmer's almanac,
Hmm.
because that is the sorcerer's way to pay
Hmm.
attention to the pattern of the seasons.
And so when we see like animals and stuff start to gather their food and to prepare for winter and stuff like that, um, their instinct is what's making them do that. They can sense when the weather is changing and when to do what, it's like already embedded into them. So our observation of the animals and our conscious mind also tells us to do the same thing. It's also, we can feel the veil thinning as well, or we can feel the winter coming.
Right.
So we do the same thing, but so um, we are on I'm guessing a different spiritual plane than animals, and so we can feel a different or a deeper connection to the dead, or our dead ancestors and loved ones. We can feel that too, just as they can feel, their instinct and to get ready for winter and all that kind of stuff. Because we're on a higher frequency, I
I
would say.
would, yeah, we could say that, right? And
Okay.
then remember, there is a barrier between the living and the dead.
Hmm.
The dead don't get a lot of opportunity to cross the barrier as openly.
Hmm.
So during this time, because they can cross the barrier, they make it known,
Hmm.
right? They run across the barrier because it's not accessible like that.
Hmm.
So that, coupled with our intuition, coupled with us recognizing with the patterns of the nature, is why we have to we're forced to recognize this period of time.
Hmm. So, what about ghosts? Like, do they get a barrier, or are they just there all willy nilly whenever they feel like it?
Good question. So ghosts have a barrier, yes.
Hmm.
During this time, the barrier is broken,
Hmm.
right? You know, I thought that the first Ghostbusters movie was really good because it was really about All Hallows Eve. It was really about October 31st when all the ghosts got let out. That's
Mhm.
what happens on October 31st. So yeah, ghosts have a barrier, but it is not nearly as strong during this time.
Okay. So
Mhm.
like a weak ghost even can get through.
Yes.
Okay. So if a
Mhm.
ghost is coming through to you, not around Halloween, it really wants to get through and communicate for some reason or another. So it strengthens itself through any means to
Right.
break the barrier.
That, and then also certain circumstances give it strength to break the barrier, right?
Mhm.
For example, uh, where there's a lot of natural quartz crystals is where you get a lot of ghost sightings, right? So scientists have discovered that recently, right? So
Mhm.
that is one of the natural things that will help a ghost break the barrier, that allow them to do their hauntings.
Okay.
Mhm.
And like running streams of water or electrical currents too, right?
Electrical current, streams of water, um, places where a lot of rituals are held that charge up the dead, things like that. Uh,
Like
right, right. But during this time, like all of that doesn't matter because the barrier is already thin,
okay.
right? Mhm.
So, do people need to protect themselves against the dead, or are they pretty much peaceful around the holiday, or like should you just always have protection?
You sh- that these are great questions. Okay, so remember the trick or treat thing started out for protection. I'm going to leave y'all offerings to the side so that y'all don't haunt me. That's how it started. So so this thing was originally about protection and receiving blessings to appease the spirits that are going to come through anyway. Also, yes, you should already have protection, right? Protection is a must, right? Your first line of protection are your ancestors, your immediate dead relatives that you're close to, right? But this whole thing started, the whole festivity started with offerings for protection and to appease the dead.
Hmm.
Because they're coming through whether you like it or not.
Right. And okay, what about those people that don't believe in any of that and they don't open their door to trick or treaters and they don't leave any candy or offerings on their altar or on their table to the dead? What about those people who don't believe in it? Like, do they still get affected in some way, or they just don't? They're just unbothered.
It's so easy to get affected by the dead. One way that spirits influence us is that all of our thoughts are not our thoughts, right? So yeah, they get affected, right? Do they have to celebrate the day? No, right? However, if we are aware that these energies are going to be roaming to and fro this plane and they can influence us, it's a good idea to at least acknowledge our own ancestors because they're coming through for 24 hours, right? So yes, they get affected, right?
So, if we do like acknowledge them, leave candy, put out gifts, food, or whatever, and the ancestors come through, can they come through with favorable knowledge
Oh,
as
all the time. It happens every October 31st,
well? Hmm.
right? This is why very spiritual people celebrate this time. Uh, a lot of people get messages from their dead loved ones, right? During this time, between now and November 2nd, a lot of people get dreams from relatives that they love, and it's very consistent.
Hmm.
So yeah, wisdom and messages and things like that. Yes.
And also, do you do spiritual work to help commune with ancestors and, uh, past loved ones for people around this time as well? Or are you just doing prosperity or what?
Yeah. So yeah, I do mediumship and also exorcisms,
Mhm,
right? Because now some things that are coming through mean a lot of harm. And then, a lot of people have serious ancestral curses and things like that. So I'm mainly focused on the exorcisms. I can do the mediumship, but I have more of a passion in the exorcisms because there's not a lot of good exorcists in the States like that.
okay.
Mhm.
So, can you give us an example on what type of bad thing that an ancestor could bring through? Just an example for the people that don't know.
You have a lot of ancestral spirits
Uh-huh.
that put curses and hexes on people, right? Including their own relatives.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you have very disgruntled, very angry ancestral spirits that are
Mm-hmm.
mad about something. And what they decide to do when they got an opening like Halloween, they decide that they can hex the whole line, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we call these spirits intranquil spirits
Mm-hmm.
because they are in a lot of misery. So all they want to do is inflict harm, right? And a lot of the time, the hexes result in financial debt.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a lot of people trying to figure out, like, how did I get all of this debt? A lot of the times, it's because of this type of scenario.
Like the haters, the
Right?
haters.
You got debt haters. You got debt haters too.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. So if you got some dead haters and you get the prosperity work and you lay out some food for the dead haters, are they going to be as bad? Or they ain't going to be able to get through, or like they may have a reconsideration if you treat them better dead than you did alive? I don't know. Like I'm asking.
That's a great question. So in African spiritual science, we have a thing where we acknowledge the dead more regularly because of just the simple gesture of remembrance and offering and acknowledgement will have a lot of these dead spirits turn the other cheek
Mhm,
because we at least thought about them,
mhm.
right?
Do you have special this is my question. I don't know about everybody else, but I know they may be wondering. Are there special people that take in these intranquil spirits and like nurture them back to goodness or kindness, or like take them in like orphans and you know, like their pets or whatever? Not in their pets, but like uh because there's a lot of people out there that just want to make a difference or whatever. Are there people that do that specifically, and do they have a name?
Um, so I do something like that, right? So you have people that do this, right? You got Ashipu, right, or Mashmashus, and those are ancient Sumerian priests
Mhm,
that do that, right? They have the license to send the spirits where they need to go to nurture them back, to send them in the right direction. But the people that are in the world of doing that, they are fully immersed in this type of thing 24/7, right?
mhm.
They don't have regular jobs. This is their job, right? So yes, you have you have initiated priests that do that. Yes.
Okay, and what do they do? Like, do they just sit around all day talking to these spirits, or are they doing rituals all day, or
Good,
are what they doing?
good question. So anybody one they have to be initiated into a credible indigenous science.
Mhm.
But this person 98% of the time, the spirits are already talking to them.
Like they're
So,
therapists?
say that one more time.
Like they're spiritual therapist.
Kind of. Right. So these type of people cannot go to sleep at night.
Hmm.
They're kind of forced to be of service to these various dead spirits because they're the only ones that can assist. Right. So some of us that incarnate here, that's our job, is to get the dead to go to where they need to go. Right.
Hmm.
So because it's our job, there's a switch that's turned on that we can't turn it off.
Hmm.
Right. So the spirits come to them, and there's different techniques for how to send the spirit on their way properly. Right. And also, there's some spirits that are so evil that they need to be punished. So these priests can also imprison the spirits for certain wicked behavior that they've done.
Okay, I saw something on a TV show where that was the case, and they imprisoned them into like this like geometric shaped puzzle that
Mhm.
you had to have some type of knowledge to open. And I
Mhm.
think that was Sabrina. Have you seen that show, Sabrina?
Yeah, I've seen Sabrina.
The new one on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah, I like that that series. It was pretty cool. I'm mad that it ended early though. They
Yeah.
should have extended it. But yeah, that's a real thing, right? So a
Are
lot
they
of people don't.
sacred geometry or like angles
That
and
that is one
right.
technique. Yeah, that's one technique to encase a spirit, and
Mhm.
there's several others. These are some secrets, but a lot of people don't know that humans can imprison spirits, right? But you need a certain spiritual license to perform those type of rituals. So this is where initiation comes into play.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, okay, so what do they do when they imprison them?
Well, they have to serve a term of imprisonment, and
Mhm.
then now they get let back free. Maybe after 100 years or 200 or 500, depends, right? And then now they get another chance to redeem themselves and cycle back into life, right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of things create in tranquil spirits, right? Maybe a tragic death, right? Or this person could have been like just a very foul person, like when they were alive, like a pedophile,
Mhm.
right? And then
Example of that type of priest you're talking about on the newest Ghostbuster movie.
mm,
But it like the person that was the priest that was like in charge of like imprisoning the spirit or whatever, they had to pass it down to their like nephew or something or their son who knew nothing about it. But then after a while, they got like their power, their energy, they kind of got possessed by something in order to be able to contain the spirit itself or
mhm.
to like work with that, work with containing spirits or like punishing them, as you said. So, and it shows a lot of this stuff in movies, but it
Oh yeah,
makes you question it as well. Is it something real? And it's always based on something real.
it's very real, right? So like I said, the one of the most credible documents of these priests are the Ashipu,
Mhm.
Ashipu, from out of ancient Sumerian, and they were about 5 to 10,000 years ago. That this is the rituals that they were doing.
Okay.
So
So
mhm.
when you say they have to be initiated, I don't want to give away no secrets I'm not supposed to be giving away, but um, can that be inherited as well as like a part of you, or is the initiation the spirit itself entering to
great,
the other
qu-
spirit?
great question. So you don't initiate into this type of sophisticated priesthood unless it is in your blood.
Okay, so it's bloodline initiation.
It's bloodline, and then
learning, and then
you learn about the initiation. But
okay.
yes, someone can be born with the abilities, but then they need to be trained.
Mhm.
That's the old ways of how this went.
Okay. So and those people get paid, right?
I mean, they
They not
better.
walking around broke.
See, the thing is, say I'll give you an example, right? Say you have somebody that is in serious demonic possession,
Hmm.
right? And no one can help them, right? If you go to the hospital, they're gonna end up in the psych ward.
Hmm.
So you gotta pay somebody like me, right? Unless you want to wait for the Catholic Church, and they take a couple of years before they take an exorcism. So it's a serious profession because there's not a lot of people that are skilled to do these things. So yeah, these type of priests get paid. They get paid well, but it's not about the money, you know. But yeah, they have to get paid,
Hmm. Well, if something is high in demand and there's not a lot of people that could do it, of course.
right?
So how did you find it that was your calling to be able to even learn how to do an exorcism?
Um, well, one, I was trained, right? How did I find out it was my calling? Um, I can't even remember like how I got deep into this. Every time I'm asked that, and that's what I mean by like when you're born to do this type of thing, it just comes to you,
Hmm.
right? Like, but I was trained. I was trained, and I was trained pretty early on. Um, and it's just this is not something that you wake up one day and go, "Hey, I want to be an exorcist." It comes to you,
Hmm.
right? Dreams, and you're prepped to this type of thing through life's experiences,
Hmm.
right? And for me, I was just engulfed in the supernatural from very early on.
So have you seen a lot of people that you deem possessed? Have you seen that a lot? Is that what made you want to get into it?
Unusually, yes. And I know even to this day, it's very rare to actually encounter someone who is in a real demonic possession. There's a lot of people that are faking,
Hmm.
right?
A lot of people that faked
You
when they
got
were for fun.
yeah, you got a lot of people that pretend like they're possessed and they're not,
Hmm.
But I have seen an unusually high number of people possessed. That's one of the ways I knew I was supposed to be doing this because what
What
are the
are
chances?
what are some signs of real possession?
Um, a
Everybody
real sign, a
does
tangible real sign is someone chewing glass, stuff like that,
glass. Okay, let me
right?
break.
You got that, or um, candles will go flicker a certain way,
Hmm.
right? Um, or the one of the really tangible ways you know someone is possessed that they're speaking in a language that they do not speak,
Okay.
particularly Latin, right? And they'll speak
They
that Latin very fluent.
So they didn't learn it. They just start speaking it. Okay.
Mhm. And they've never been known to speak the language.
Hmm.
That's a real tangible way.
Okay. And candles flickering. Okay. What about animals? Do they act crazy around them?
I would say that you will see that the behavior of the animals will change.
Hmm.
The animals get possessed too. And the number one animal to get possessed is the dog. Dogs are very, 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 very highly susceptible to possession.
Hmm.
This is why a lot of priests do not keep dogs in their home.
Okay. That's good to know. Phoenix Jones asks, even if it's free, it's for a reason, like Constantine. Those who can't sleep at night are born with this work or for this work. So you've seen Constantine, right?
Yep.
Movie? She was saying like people are born into that work. It's so true, right?
I would agree.
Okay.
You know, um, yeah, I would say for years I could not just go to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and I got used to it, and still to this day, I I can't just go to sleep. That's just part of life for me.
So how do you go to sleep? Like, how do you rest?
Um, I mean, throughout the day,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or um, if you're initiated to this type of thing, it's hard to believe, but you don't really need to rest like that
Mm-hmm.
because you got spirit propelling you to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that type of thing going on too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, so those are all the signs of possession, or are there some more? 'Cause
There
I know
are
like
there
reveal.
are a gazillion signs, right? Someone's voice can change,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you know that they can't make those vocal notes,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Um, a lot of some of the things in the exorcism movies are real, but not so much the indoctrination of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But some of that stuff is real, right? So, for example, like the Catholic Church does not get involved in exorcisms unless somebody's like chewing glass, right? You got like real documents of this, right? I think the last time the Catholic Church performed an exorcism, there was a 6-year-old girl and she ate a remote control, right? So all of those things in the movie are real, right? But it's very rare though. It's very, very, very rare. What we're talking about is extremely rare.
Mm-hmm.
It happens, but it's rare.
Okay. So Queen T says that at times she speaks Arabic/Latin and she's never learned it. So what does that mean? Did you hear that in a
That
song, lyrics maybe, or are you possessed?
that I mean, sometimes we have guardian spirits
Mm-hmm.
that speak other languages, right? I think what we're talking about is demonic possession
Mm-hmm.
that requires someone to need an exorcism,
Mm-hmm.
right? And an exorcism, someone needs an exorcism if this spirit is harming that person that is possessing uh or others, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay. Let me ask you about this. You know that new movie that's coming out? Well, it's not a new movie in itself, but it's another part of the movie series, Venom. What you think
yeah.
that is? Is that the same thing? Venom?
Um,
See, they make you want to like it, right? They should. They make it look
yeah,
like it's a good thing, or you need it sometimes. But
yeah.
like the person that energy attached to may have needed that, and that goes into like the gray territory, right?
Yeah, so that I was just going to say that that's more of an intergalactic thing. That's an
Hmm.
alien thing.
Okay, it's an alien, but some people think aliens and spirits and demons are the same thing. I don't know, but like they just want to label everything the same thing.
I hate that.
So you saying that's alien energy?
That's an alien thing,
Okay,
right?
so the particular alien that's like Venom,
Mm.
explain that. I know that's not your thing, but like how does someone say, okay, well, that's the same thing as a demon? How can they separate that? I know it's science fiction, but there's always truth behind that. So are
Yeah.
there galactic beings that also are evil?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Right. So the ancient Ashipu, right? Those priests, they started out doing their exorcism work on the aliens that were possessing humans, causing issues.
Okay.
And because their specialty was the aliens, when it came to just getting rid of the regular ancestral spirits, they were very, very good at it because their specialty was actually the aliens, which is a lot more complicated. Mm-hmm. So,
Okay.
so yeah, that's real. It's some real stuff.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you got demons, you got to worry about aliens. Who else you got to worry about?
I mean, remember, this is rare.
Okay, rare.
Yeah, this is
Not
not like an everyday thing.
rare. Okay. This is why people get paranoid and walk around with aluminum foil on their head with sage and Palo Santo and feathers and stones in their pockets and talking to themselves looking crazy, walking backwards. So there's a such thing as spiritual psychosis, right? When people get too paranoid about all of this stuff. So you also got to like ground
I,
yourself in something.
okay, so I think one of the reasons for my YouTube channel is to prevent a lot of spiritual psychosis by really breaking things down and putting it into the proper context. Because, like you said, you got a lot of people running around paranoid because they're too engulfed into this,
Mm-hmm.
so they think everything is a spirit trying to attack them, and then now they're in psych ward.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of times you get spiritual psychosis because people that the wrong people are into the occult, right? Mental health is very important. Getting into this stuff, you got to make sure that you're mentally sound
Mm-hmm.
because you can go left in 0.2 seconds. Mm-hmm. Yep.
We've seen a few examples like on social media or just online about people that this has happened to.
Yeah.
And I think one of the first signs of that is like thinking the world is going to end or taking everything like life or death too seriously.
So yeah, you got the conspiracy theory thing, and you blend it with this occult stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm. So like occult literally means hidden. That the knowledge that is hidden, right?
Right.
It's not like if it's hidden, it's always been there. So it's not like something new and not like something that's always trying to get after you learn about it. It's always been there. So it's kind of like someone looking under a microscope for the first time and seeing microscopic organisms and germs. And now all of a sudden they become a germaphobe, but they've always been there.
Right. But now if a scientist that was trained and went to school looks under a microscope, under the proper context, they see this bacteria, they can analyze it properly. So that's a perfect example, right? The original occultists they were all scholars, and they read a lot, they studied a lot, they were trained, some of them were initiated into things, but they didn't just dive into this thing.
Right.
So that's what you got going on now because of the internet.
Mm-hmm. So like that's what I like to tell people before they dive into anything. Like you got to spend a long time reading, get your knowledge up first. You got to be like, sound of mind, like I said, and you got to be knowledgeable so that when something happens, you have a reference to go to, or you know exactly what it could be instead of freaking out,
Right.
Thank you, Miss Styles. Okay, so this person is asking, how do you get started if you feel this is your calling, spells and whatnot?
Text me. Text me.
Okay,
All right.
this contact information is in the description bar.
Right.
So yeah.
The reason I say text me because there is no how to get started. This is not like I'm waking up and then I'm going to go on this website and I'm signing up to join the occult. A lot of people think that's how it works. Now you need someone who is trained, that can train you, and they can maybe read you to assess how you need to go about getting into this.
Mhm.
Right? If they can train you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so like we have a question here. It says, if you open your third eye, you may end up homeless. Is this true? Okay, you can answer that.
I don't know how to answer that. No, I don't think that you end up. Okay, so let's talk about the third eye. Anytime that you imagine anything, that is you using your third eye. Right? Anytime you see anything that you are not seeing with your naked eye, that is your third eye. Your third eye is already open. Right? How well you utilize it, that's another story. But everyone's third eye is open. I think the New Ager movement came out with this marketing of opening the third eye. It's already open because we all have visions. We
So
all.
there is a thing that I would say, like, you feel something different. It's almost like, right, you feel it up in here. And I think that's what they're talking about. Like it kind of feels like something pushed up out and surrounded you. You know what I'm saying? And
Are
you
you
now
talking
in
about?
reality.
Are you talking about activating the pineal gland?
Yeah.
Would
I
you
think
say that?
I think that's what they meant.
I I don't think you'll end up homeless. No. Um, your awareness will be a lot more. Your awareness to reality and consciousness will be altered.
Hmm.
And for some people, because of their psychosis, it may not be that safe. So if they're saying it from that context, that deals with, going back to what I said, you probably want a mentor.
Yeah. It's kind of
Mhm.
like what we were talking about, the germs. If you activated your pineal gland and all of a sudden you could see the germs everywhere.
This is why most people need a teacher, a
Yeah.
real instructor
Hmm.
that can walk you through this type of stuff.
Exactly. So instead of seeing germs, you may be seeing other things.
Mhm.
Uh, you may be seeing signs. You may be seeing, energies. You may be seeing stuff that's already there, but you weren't aware of it on your frequency before. And so a lot of people aren't used to that, and they don't know what it is, and they don't know what they're experiencing. But if you knew what you were experiencing, you would know how to handle it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so this person, Divine Truth, is asking, if I conjure a god or a goddess, do I ask or force them? Let's use that one.
Yeah, I don't think that you probably don't want to force anything that is considered a god or goddess.
Hmm.
It's not a good idea. You're a whole human. How you forcing a god or a goddess?
Hmm. I don't believe in forcing anything. I believe, like, if you see yourself on an equal scale or on a scale of, like, being to being, that's better than trying to force something.
It's not going to work out
Hmm.
if it's at the elevation level you said it was at.
Hmm.
Mhm. This is how a lot of people get hurt.
Yeah.
It starts right there.
So let me see some more things that people are asking. Okay, so pineal gland activation just makes you more hypersensitive and aware of things that you may not have been aware of before. Therefore, it could take you to the next level of paranoia, psychosis, or anxiety, right?
Yes, that's it, right? So the pineal gland, right, increases your awareness of reality
Hmm.
beyond your scope. Some are ready for that, some are not ready for that.
Okay.
Mhm.
How do you know if you're ready? Because a lot of people think they're ready.
You know that you're ready because you can see how you perceive reality is changing on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So organically, we're going to search for answers within the universe, but there's something pushing you to change your perception.
Right.
That's how you know you're ready.
I would describe it as you're starting to see what other people can't anyway. And you're starting
Right.
to see it very clearly.
Right.
That's the pushing through. Like, so you're starting to see it anyway, but it's not on the scale that it would be on once it's activated. But you're starting
Agreed.
like 2% of what you're going to experience, I would say.
Spoken like a true occultist.
Thank you. So it's like that. It's kind of like, I would say it's just like, you know how you can read someone? Like if you're going through with psychology, you can read the body language, you can read the shifting, you can hear the tone in the voice. That's the equivalent of almost being pushed to the next level because you could see all that very clearly. You can interpret dreams while you're dreaming, like all that kind of stuff. And you know what it means and you can interpret it. You're very good with symbolism, signs, and all that stuff because you're mentally ready, and you're well educated on a lot of things. So if you were to activate that pineal gland, you would be able to interpret things on a spiritual level versus on a mundane level, which could, induce fear or anxiety.
Right.
So it's like
Right.
you're walking in a living dream and you have to
Yeah.
interpret your dream as you're going.
Right. A lot of people have to be careful when they get to that level, though,
Mm-hmm.
because they get real. There's a lot of people that get real. I'm gonna use the word cocky.
Mm-hmm.
They see a little bit deeper, and then now they think they know it all.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a lot of people that go down that road, and it's like you can never learn every single thing in the universe,
Mm-hmm.
and we're only going to know 1% of the reality in the universe, even when our perception changes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna answer this question in a second, or I'll let you answer too. But I've seen people like get so cocky with it that they start to use it for evil.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
It's just not wise.
Why isn't it wise? I'm just asking because I know a lot of people that try to use it for evil.
It's not wise because when you decide that you want to use the supernatural for evil, you just gotta know that there's something that is in place to knock you out. There's something already in place for checks and balances.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like this small in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're like ants, right? When we perceive something deeper and we decide to be destructive with it, there's something that can squash us. It's
Mm-hmm.
just science,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just unwise.
Mm-hmm.
It's unwise.
And I also think like instead of like how occultists have to do the self-actualization and the great work of self first, a lot of these people skip that part and they go straight to trying to do destructive things.
Um,
That's what I
th-
feel a lot of these people are trying to
this
do.
is why a lot of this is why secrets exist,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you got the organic way of tapping into supernatural things, but then you got the fixed form, the initiate form that gives you more power. And this is why we use that word secret,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people will dive into stuff and they'll automatically be destructive with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna answer this question real quick. Says people, okay, do this. Okay, is do this? What?
Period is
She's
due this
asking about her
Halloween.
menstrual cycle. Is there any rituals to focus on or to avoid? Okay, you can answer that one.
Um. Okay, so I think money magic is good with menstrual blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But be mindful that there are other energies that will, like vampiric energies, that will try to feed off of you and your sexual energy. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely do your protection, your banishing, burn your sage, and all of that stuff. But it's a very good time to focus on money when if you're in your cycle during Halloween.
Okay, good to know. Okay, is a time or is a teen asked the difference between anxiety and third eye visions. I think they meant like activated pineal gland awareness on the third eye vision. So how do you know if it's just anxiety or if you're experiencing, um, extra sensitivity from your pineal gland being activated?
I think one of the ways to find out is go and change your diet to a very, very, very clean diet. No
Mhm,
meat, just a juice diet for a couple of days. And if that vision stays the same, it's definitely the third eye. A lot of times, anxiety is caused by the wrong foods.
okay, good to know.
So that's a good technique to try to figure it out.
Okay, Joel is seeing these numbers everywhere. Should he start something completely new?
It's interesting numbers.
Mhm,
Um, I would say that's the universe speaking directly to you. And
mhm.
based on the numbers that you're seeing, um, the occult is opening itself up to you. The hidden is opening itself up to you.
That's good.
Yep.
Okay. Um, so I think, in my opinion, that your pineal gland activation should be something natural and you shouldn't try to force it. Do you agree with that?
I agree. Yeah, you got people putting tuning forks to their third eye and certain breathing techniques. You even have people hitting their third, like hammering their third eye to open it up and stuff like that. Now, if it's going to happen, if it's meant to happen for
Mhm,
you to see at that level, let it be organic,
mhm,
because you got quite a number of people who opened up their third eye. They've seen too much, and they are in the cycle right now
mhm,
because their spirit wasn't ready to see all of that stuff yet.
mhm.
So
Right.
it can drive you mad. Mhm.
Okay. So what if someone was tricked into opening it? How do you feel about people that trick you into opening it? Like you
How?
don't know, like
I
you're
need
young,
an example.
like you're young and dumb, and you said breathing techniques. A lot of people may say, "Oh, just do this breathing thing," or whatever, whatever. Um, or it could be like the tuning fork thing. It's like, "Oh, let's just do this cleansing." So what if some people did that and it opened up someone else's third eye? Are they responsible for that, or like that maybe they didn't know either, or maybe how do you feel about people that know and then trick people into it or whatever?
I think that very irresponsible.
Mhm.
But the person that happened to, they should go see a real initiated priest, so
Mhm.
that priest can help them to calm things down
Mhm.
and to get them back to a place of sanity.
Right. So,
Mhm.
um, what you think some people have probably delved into stuff that they weren't aware of and
Oh yeah,
and they don't know what's happening, so maybe they need to come talk to you or someone
yeah.
that can handle it?
That's a good idea, right?
Mhm.
So you got a lot of people that yeah, they don't know what's happening. probably want to reach out to me. But also, you got a lot of untrained priests and practitioners having their students do things that are opening up things that the priests don't know what that is. So you got a lot of that going on.
Right.
You got a lot of that going on too.
Okay. That's so anyone that has an issue like that may need to consult you. Okay. And your information is in the description bar.
Yep.
Okay, so Miss Styles asks, what about Satan and if all magic is that? I don't even know if all magic is that means. Bad or what?
So according to my initiation, we don't believe in the concept of Satan. That's I think that's a Western what should you call it? A Western Greco-Roman creation to deter people from exploring the stuff that we're talking about.
Okay. So to keep them on this side of the occult, not exploring it.
Right.
Okay. So they would just automatically label it evil and stay away from it because they're probably not ready for it. Most likely. Because if you don't go looking and searching and researching and learning and trying to figure things out, you're not ready for it. If you're just there to judge, point fingers, and call it evil, you're definitely not right.
Yeah. See, skeptics will never get into this thing.
So it's kind of like a barrier for those who aren't ready.
And you'll be surprised.
The gate.
You will be surprised of the educated people in society who are on that other side of the barrier that are not ready. Because they know everything else. But this is shut off from them. And it's kind of unfortunate. Right? Because we know a lot of this stuff is real.
So what do you say to those people who it's shut off from, that want to get the energy and the power that the occultist, not the people that are knowledgeable in the occult have? Like, have you seen what certain people, the links that they will go to get that knowledge or that that power? Or do they just leave it alone and just go on about their business?
It's interesting because it's like it appears that the universe has a good way of blocking the souls that need a lot more work to do here from accessing a whole side of spirituality. So the people who are shut off, you can't tell them anything. You can't show them anything. They're not going to believe you. And I believe it's coming down to they need to incarnate a couple more times before they're allowed the access of what we're talking about.
Right. So, and you think they're more book smart rather than believing in something, or
that's hard. Yes and no. The only reason I say no is because the Western occult started with people that were very book smart. So I don't even know if I can agree with that. A lot of the famous occultists were genius when it came to academia.
So what do you think is blocking them?
Their spirit is not evolved yet.
Okay.
It's not ready. So I would say that I believe that a lot of the people that go mad, that get into the occult, they either forced themselves or somebody threw this stuff on them and they wasn't ready yet and they went mad.
Okay. So I know that there was a couple of people that came to me a while ago, and they were saying some of their family members got into, the occult and spirituality and started studying this stuff and they literally ended up, like you said, um, and they kept asking me how to reverse it, and I didn't know. So, is there a way?
There's a way, but it takes a little bit of time,
Mhm.
right? That's a one-on-one priest situation. It may take days, it might take months, but it's going to be a lot of energy to reverse it.
Okay.
Mm.
So let's say they end up like, like you said, in a psych ward, and the psychiatrists can't do anything, the doctors can't do anything but medicate them. What do you say to people that just want to know if it can be reversed? It's possible, or sometimes they can't come back from it?
It's very possible,
Mhm.
right? So I'll give you a historical fact.
Mhm.
So, like in the early 1900s, there were occultists going into psych wards, going to the hospital, doing spiritual workings to um, bring people back to reality.
Mhm.
And these occultists were actually allowed to go into the hospital and do that. So
Okay.
um, it's very possible, but it's going to take work. I know someone, I cannot say their name, but they're very popular on YouTube. They went mad before they became very popular, and they went in the psych ward, and they got uh, I and my best friend um, helped to release them from the psych ward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So then after they were successful and all that good stuff, living a good
yeah,
life.
they're very successful now.
Okay.
Yep,
So it's possible. So
it's
there's
very possible. It's going to take work though,
Mhm.
because that took a couple months. It
Mhm.
took a couple of months.
Okay. How do they snap out of it? Do they just snap out of it one day, or is it a gradual thing?
Some of the answer is secret, but it's gradual,
Okay.
right? I will say it's like a couple of conversations need to be had.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's good to know. Okay. Okay. Bo asks, is there truth in movies like Rosemary's Baby? You seen that movie?
I haven't seen that.
Um, that's an old movie, but basically these people move into a new apartment building in New York, I think, and the girl gets pregnant, but she has a weird dream that the devil is impregnating her, I think. I don't know. And
Mm.
then she has the baby, and all the people in the apartment building are witches, and the baby got these weird looking eyes. I don't know.
You have
Demon baby.
spirits impregnating humans.
Okay.
But it's very rare in the States.
Hmm.
In a place like Turkey or Syria, you have more of that situation occurring.
Okay. Like the jinn.
Yeah, right. Places where the jinn are more in the population.
Okay.
Mhm.
What about if a possessed person in the States, you know, could they, if the person is possessed with a demonic possession, and can they create a baby that's like that?
I've never heard of that
Okay.
because you remember the process of creating a child. It might go against the science of how a human can be impregnated.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I never heard of that situation. But
Okay.
I do know humans get pregnant by jinn all the time. All the time.
Okay. What if it was a person from Turkey that came to the United States? Then it could be possible?
Yes, but the existence of the child would be in the astral plane.
Okay. 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 Because a lot of people be asking weird questions because it's close to Halloween. So I like to go in on it. So,
Right.
uh, so prosperity work is good right now, and we need to focus on that because we're going towards winter, which is, like you said, gathering, hibernating. So we need to build our wealth so that we can, well, in spring and summertime, it's going to blossom, right?
Oh, yeah. So it's like going with the grain of nature,
Okay.
right? So now all the animals are gathering their food for sustaining themselves throughout the winter. So it's the energy of sustaining. We will do rituals for
Hmm.
that same reason, right? So it's like we're doing the money rituals now so that from now until April, we're taken care of. And those who follow the flow of the universe and nature, they fare off better than those who just randomly do rituals.
Right.
So Halloween, money ritual time, especially if it's on a Thursday.
Hmm. And if you need your ritual done, the link is in the description bar. Contact
Yes.
Terraine. He's doing a lots of rituals and
Yes.
charity work.
Text me.
Text him this
Text me.
Halloween.
Text
All
me
right.
right now.
It can't hurt.
Can't hurt.
Okay,
Right.
so someone is asking this question. Let me see. Do melanated people have a different concentration of magical energy and they have access to? Okay, that's air.
It's an interesting question because the Celtics, uh, that's like the hybrid between non-melanated and melanated, and they were some of the most powerful magicians in this time. No, the answer is no.
Okay.
Right? The answer is no. Any every every race and class of people have magicians.
Okay. So um there is a science behind a lot of stuff, but I don't know if it has to do with magic. But there is science that has to do with a lot of things, but I don't think magic, because
Mhm.
anyone can do magic. Anybody can learn magic. Anybody can change their frequency with their thinking.
Right?
Okay, so Legally Curvy asks, y'all, or says, y'all are amazing. Thank you for your knowledge. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So I think a frequency, as frequency wise, if you're using it correctly, like anything can work in your favor. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to raise the frequency somewhere, you raise the energy in the room, right? Or you raise the energy level. So like you light some candles, you get some crystals, you get some whatever you need. That's going to raise the frequency as well. So you have the elements and the earth and everything around you as well, which is what the druids used, right? They use a lot of stones, crystals, moonlight, um,
But
sigil,
but
rune.
now that I think about it, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, if you're less melanated, your power would come in numbers.
Okay.
And
Like
if you
numbers, like one, two, three.
yeah, like maybe a 100 witches.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a higher concentration of melanin, you may not need as many people to do certain powerful rituals. So
Okay.
I can see it from that standpoint.
Okay. So what's the science behind that? Do you know the science, or because I'm
I would say melanin itself is magic, right?
uh-huh.
And the nature itself, everything that's living in nature, uh, thrives off of melanin.
Hmm.
Um, that's going to propel your magic. That's going to propel magic in general,
Okay.
right? So I would definitely say if you have a high concentration of melanin, you can be very, 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 very magical by
Oh,
default because of the melanin itself.
okay.
Mhm.
So, let me see. Is there any other questions? Okay. So, what do you think about people that work with? Okay, I think I asked you this in the other video. What do you think about necromancy? People that work with body parts or bones or stuff like that in their rituals on Halloween. Like, is it okay on Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay, so people that work with the dead or like hair, body parts, whatever, whatever, they communicate with these spirits. Um, I read a book recently, or I'm still reading it, and there was some weird stuff in there. And like, there was this family of witches that every time someone died in their family, in their bloodline, that was a powerful witch, they took a piece of their body part and added it to a doll.
That's a real thing.
It's okay, yeah, it's the Witching Hour by Anne Rice.
Oh
So,
yeah, I just spoke about that book. Mhm.
so like I got to the gross part of the book,
Mhm.
and this, I guess, I don't want to give it away from nobody who's read it, but basically someone had a gift of seeing, like, when they touch stuff to see, what happened. And they touched these dolls and they saw every ancestor that was connected to it and all the stuff that happened in their life. And
Yeah.
so practicing necromancy, like if you have
Yeah.
something of your ancestor or your dead relative and you bring it out during like Halloween or October 31st,
Mm.
what do you say? Like, what's a respectful way to do it if people want to do that?
Oh man, that's okay. So what you're talking about is very real ritualistic practice that you find in African spiritual science.
Hmm.
But I don't know how to recommend somebody that's not initiated into
Hmm.
African spiritual science to do that on their own,
Okay.
right? But maybe if you got like I don't know, hair or whatever, and you could just put it at your altar,
Hmm.
right? But what you're talking about in the witching hour, that's a real thing. But the witches that did that were part of a tradition
Hmm.
in a lineage that kind of had the technique for that. That's why I
Hmm.
wouldn't recommend that outside of that.
Right.
Mhm.
So, but I was telling you that because, like you said, some of the ancestors that had the body parts connected to this doll weren't so good. Some
Yeah.
were, some weren't. And like you were
Mhm.
saying, there's some haters out there in the
Yeah.
ancestral realm. So,
Mhm.
you know, that whole book is crazy. But
Mhm.
so that's why you shouldn't concoct something like that. 'Cause you
That's
don't
why
know.
you shouldn't concoct something like that because say you were in an initiated society for that,
Mhm,
that society would have the technique for how to differentiate the haters from the good ancestors. They
mhm,
they would have the technique and the process for that.
mhm.
Yeah.
And there's some people that may know how to do that. I'm not gonna tell the secrets, but
Mhm.
that's why you shouldn't just go into it reading a fictional book that's could
Yeah.
be based in African spirituality and then going and doing it because you don't
Right.
know who said. You
I
don't know.
agree.
But
Mhm.
yeah, don't
Mhm.
go reading that book and trying to make those things.
That is, but with that being said, that is a deep. That's a serious book.
I know.
That is a serious book. The Witching Hour. Mhm.
I'm still reading it. I got to get through it a little. Like I have like this much left of it 'cause it's like this thick.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say Bria asks, what do y'all think about women who often get their cycles on full moons? Thank you for your knowledge. Okay. Well, I can answer that. Most women get their cycles on new moons, And I think some get them on full moons. So it just depends on which one you are. I don't know if I think about them any sort of way, because sometimes you can get two in 1 month. One could be on a full moon, one could be on a new moon, because the lunar calendar was changed to the solar calendar. So you, like, women usually have 13 cycles during a year, and there's 12 months. So it can be altered because of that too, or your diet, or medications.
I think that lunar magic itself is very powerful for all women.
Hmm.
Like there's a lot of application, real magical application with the cycles of the moon,
Hmm.
and it's immensely powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to learn more about that, well, I don't like recommending certain books to every, I mean, I have before, but some of it's like on that level, you know what I mean? To where you got
Yeah.
to understand certain things to even understand what you're reading. But I forgot the name of that book. Well, anyway, there's a, I don't even think you can buy it anymore. I don't even think it's in print, but I think it's called, I don't know. I have to look it up, but it's about a woman in her cycle, and it's an old book, and I think it's called the moon tree or something. I have to look it up. I'll look it up and I'll give it to y'all on the community section. But there's old books. Go to the old occult books, because a lot of the new stuff is not, you know, as in depth as that. But there's stuff that will unfold as you learn more. Those are the kind of books that I like, the occult books that
Yeah.
unfold as you learn more.
The
So,
real occult books.
mhm, the old ones that you get from the used bookstore
Mhm.
from the 70s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Okay. Go to, like, a lot of these books are printed in the early 80s or the 70s or even the 60s.
See, I've
So,
been talking about that for like 3 months now. Like, unless it's from the early '80s in before, I don't want it.
mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, Underwater Panther, Sprinkle Sprinkle. She says, "Thank you for sharing your gifts and teaching us to be more powerful. The savage feminine force is growing." Okay. Thank you, girl, Sprinkle Sprinkle. But yeah,
Mm,
so on, okay, All Hallows Eve. Is
mm.
this a good night for like, what else is it a good night for?
Sex magic.
Okay.
Right? It's a great time for sex magic to think about anything that you want,
Mhm.
literally anything, and manifest it,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, with your partner. So for everybody who has a partner,
Mhm.
sex magic, right?
Okay.
And that's pretty much in the energy of sex, you focusing on what you want.
Okay.
Great night for that.
Is that why in the old days, like on Halloween, they showed like all the naked witches running around the fire getting freaky?
Yep. I mean, precisely.
Okay.
Right? That's yeah.
I mean, where else was they supposed to do it? Like in the town? They had to go out in the middle of nowhere. Back in those days. Uh, one time I was camping with my friend when we were young, like 13, and we was like in the middle of nowhere, and we went exploring at night, and we came across this circle of people in these brown, like, hooded robes, and they had like torches and stuff, and we know they was finna do some type of ritual, and we were just like spying on them, and they saw us and they started chasing us, and we ran. Like, I didn't know if they was finna derobe or do what
how
they do.
how old were you?
I was 13.
Oh no.
What?
Mm-mm. That is crazy. That is crazy. They chased y'all.
And it was a full moon too.
You was gonna be their sacrifice.
No, it wasn't. Okay, and you know those movies where you're running through the woods, running through the woods, and
Wow.
you think you're gonna trip and fall? I was like leaping hurdles and bounds, and like I just turned into like goodbye. Like I was flying. I don't even know, but I was out of there. I did not trip. I did not fall. I did not stumble. I was out of there because, like, why would you be chasing some kids that stumbled
Yeah,
upon the ritual? I'm not saying they were going to do nothing. They probably just wanted us
yeah,
to leave.
yeah.
When you're that young, you just get out of there. But this was in Texas, so there's a lot of people that are practicing the occult in like many many ways, witches,
Mhm.
um, and I was, at that age, I was into the occult, so I wasn't, like
But
dumb, but I wasn't getting ready to stick around to see what they was gonna say. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
and this was on Halloween?
No, it wasn't on
Oh, okay.
Halloween. It was probably there was a full moon. It had to be spring or summer. I don't remember what it
Mhm.
was, but it wasn't Halloween.
Ah.
Okay. Miss Style says, "What if you don't have a partner?" Self
Use
care.
yourself.
Okay.
Self-care.
Okay. So, all right. So now you know. You said it sounds like Wiccans. Yeah, it probably was. It wasn't. I probably
Mhm.
wasn't even anything to be scared of. I was just running because I didn't want to be confronted.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, you said those Southerners are witched up. All right. So, oh no, how's your battery? You on your phone or you on your computer?
We good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone says I missed their super chat. Hold on. Let me get it. Okay. I followed your journey for years. You are favorite money and beauty spells that got you where you are, available on YouTube, or could you please do an updated version? Okay. Mariana. I think it's in the members only section. If you're a member on my YouTube channel, you should have access to them. But I definitely feel like if you're gonna do like money spells or things like that, uh, if you're unfamiliar, you might be familiar, but if you're unfamiliar with them, definitely like learn about how to do stuff first, like get into the
Mhm.
frequency, or have
Yep.
someone do them for you until you're comfortable enough, or become a member and you get access to those videos. Sprinkle,
Mhm.
sprinkle. Okay. Um, but Terraine and his coven, I don't want to put quotes on it because do you call them the coven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we a couple.
What's the name of your coven?
It's called the Pomba Gira Coven.
Okay, so
Mm.
if you want work done or consultations or you just want to talk to someone, Terraine, he's a trained, what do you say,
Warlock.
initiated warlock that you can, and you can talk to and get things done.
Mhm. Just text me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, how do you contact from the UK? Your number is in there, the phone
Yeah,
number.
my number. You could. I'm available on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, you said we've been rocking. Someone says legally curvy says y'all been rocking together for 10 years. It's been that long? It's a long time.
It is a long time. Cheers.
Do we still look good? Have we aged that much?
We haven't aged. I haven't aged. You haven't aged. And we rich.
Hold on. Keep stuff in place still though.
Yeah. I have a
I don't
question for you.
think that much. What?
Do you consider yourself a witch?
I consider myself many things. So being, I guess, I mean, it could be a Pisces thing. I consider myself a multi-dimensional being,
I like
and
that.
one of those dimensions could be definitely a witch.
Yeah, I like that.
We're gonna say that.
That is straight Pisces right there. Right there. Yeah.
Okay. Is that how you see yourself too?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Um, so what do you feel about people that don't like that answer?
Um I, oh, the witch answer?
Yeah, like do you consider yourself a witch or a sorcerer? Or like, yeah, in a certain dimension.
Yeah, I mean, it's like why put yourself in a title and
Exactly.
close yourself in a box? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how that, you know, for example, it's very hard for me to come up with a bio for myself
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what to say because if I run with anything, I'm putting myself in a box. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm never comfortable doing that.
Right.
So that yeah, I don't that's all I can say.
Okay. It says, okay, so Legally Curvy says, Ashera is mama witch of all time. She raised me. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So the thing about being a multidimensional being, we all are. We just haven't realized it yet. So that's why you don't put yourself in a box
Right.
because you haven't realized it yet.
Mhm.
So don't, like I always say, don't label yourself something. Like you said, don't put yourself in a box because you're so much more than that.
Right.
It's like, think about all the figures in history. They may have started off as one thing, but that's not where they ended up.
Yep.
So you can't put yourself in a box. You got to let yourself just
Unfold.
expand and unfold, and
Yep.
it's like sacred geometry. Okay. um. So let me see. Do you follow tropical astrology? Someone Vedic or tropical astrology? Bia asks.
I don't really follow astrology
Me neither.
because that's putting myself in a box.
Exactly.
And I choose not to be bound to the planets,
Mm-hmm.
right? As a sorcerer, I decided I'm going to manipulate my own outcomes and I'm not going to be slave to anything.
Right.
So
That's what
there's
I
your answer.
That's what I believe. That's why when people ask me, "What's your top three? What's your ascending? What's the money?"
I like that.
Dollar sign. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Because, like, if you're an infinite being, if you're a multidimensional being outside of the solar system, astrology that they're using don't exist.
Yep.
So I'm bigger than that. And people say, "Oh,
Mhm.
that's arrogant. Oh, that no, that's just how my mental has expanded."
I agree.
So, you can't base
You know,
yourself on one solar
you
system star.
and it's some people won't even date you because
Mhm.
your ascendant is on this and this is like why would you even limit yourself to that?
It's funny because when I was younger and I wasn't, this open-minded, or I used to think the same thing. Oh no, I can't date that person, or no, that person is terrible. But once you understand, like, people, like, it's literally just psychology.
Mhm.
So if you study psychology, you can pretty much deal with any sign as long as it got some
Yep.
dollar signs.
And, when it comes to development, we actually need what's opposite of us.
Hmm.
So you would be attracted to the thing that is disagreeable to you,
Right.
So yeah, I'm not resonating with the astrology thing.
Mm-mm. So that's why, like, I don't really invest in it either. Like, just give me some money. Dollar sign. There you go. Hmm. Um, it's fun. It's like, it's fun to like read your horoscope, but I never take it seriously. Astrology got boring quickly. It kept telling me stuff I already knew about myself. Okay, yeah. That's because it's limited. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Uh, what if what if the astronomers found a whole different galaxy with a whole different sun and a whole different group of planets? You know, if you went over there, would your signs be different? Would your luck be different? Are you gonna base
Exactly.
it on what a sun is doing
Exactly.
or a planet is doing instead of You know, if we are the universe, if we command the stars, then why are we letting them rule over us?
Right. And for those who want to debate and say, well, it's accurate, if you choose to allow something to control and manipulate you and predict your future, it will.
The
So,
Akinator,
yeah.
that's AI.
Yep.
There's like an app or a thing where you could just they'll ask you like 4 questions and it'll predict who you're thinking about.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
So that's just, that's AI or that's probability. Thank you, Loila. Tips on a tips for a new witch, spells, manifestation, etc. Didn't you say like anyone who's getting into this should just work with prosperity first, doing a money spell, no
Do,
deities,
yeah.
candles?
Do some candle magic. And then if you want to take it a step further, deal with the moon, right? Because the moon magic is very internal, right? It
Mm-hmm.
deals with the internal, it deals with mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your own personal development and psychology. So candles in the moon.
Okay.
I, I think I have a candle magic playlist on my channel.
Okay. So
Just
your
yeah,
channel is the Cult College
the Occult College with a K
on YouTube. Yes.
on YouTube.
I forgot to add your YouTube channel. I'll add it afterwards, but
All right, no problem.
Occult College, spelled with a K, on
The
YouTube.
K. Mhm.
Um, mhm. So this is like if y'all watch my videos sometimes and people are always asking me about astrology, that's why I kind of like just laugh it off and say dollar sign because it's too limiting for me.
Yeah,
Okay. But if you just, we're both Pisces, so y'all just have to know. Um, do you have any questions for me? I'm just sitting over here asking you everything.
yes. Are you doing anything for Halloween?
Um, I'm like doing like you mean like magical?
Yeah.
I might do a reading. I might light some candles and like put out some food for the ancestors. I was thinking about doing a spiritual, like a spirit, or you know how there's a spirit dinner, like um, putting out an
Oh
extra,
yeah, that sounds fun.
lighting some candles. I already have my decorations, and just playing some. Like we made a playlist of like Halloween and witchy music, and we're just gonna play, light candles, do card readings, maybe do a prosperity working and put out food for the ancestors and just have fun, leave the candy out for the trick-or-treaters. So we're just staying at home.
I like that. I like
Mhm,
that. That's see what you're doing. That's up my alley. Yeah.
mhm. And we're
Yeah.
gonna dress up. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I
Um,
think one Halloween I'm gonna do a lecture for spirits. I'm gonna have the table set out and the chairs. And I'm gonna lecture the ghosts.
you should film it to see if you see some paranormal activity.
Yeah, I am gonna film it. Yep.
The chair gonna start rattling and flipping over. Um, okay, so tell us about one of your paranormal experiences since we're talking about Halloween and ghosts. What's your strangest paranormal experience that you could talk about?
I can't give you my strangers. I can give you one from
Okay,
when I was in high school,
okay.
right? We had I was on the football team and we went away to football camp, and where we went to camp, the it was an old Civil War like burial ground, not too far, and I think it was like 2 in the morning, and I heard these soldiers walking throughout the cabin, patrolling, and I heard gunshots, and I woke up and I got out of my bed, and a soldier, I could see him clear as day. He ran right through me,
Wow.
and then went out. Yeah, I was like, what? And then like two other people seen the same thing. Because he ran the soldier, the ghost ran through me and ran down the hall and through two other people. And
Did
they
you
seen
feel
it.
something?
Now I didn't feel anything.
Just
But
saw it?
I'm never gonna forget that. He ran right through me.
Wow.
Yeah, that
And
was crazy.
how did they look? Just like normal?
They
Or what?
looked like Civil War soldiers.
Did they
Yep.
look like real people or kind of see through or what?
S- Yeah, they look see through.
Okay.
It looks see, but you can see that clear image. And it ran right through me with the guns. That was see an experience like that early on. You never gonna forget. You never gonna forget that. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? But from then, you can't tell me that ghosts don't exist. From that experience, I'm already sold on ghosts. I don't need no more proof.
And that was in high
You know what
school.
I'm saying? That was in high school. And then, then to have two other people confirm it, I'm sold.
Hmm.
So,
And you don't live in the
mhm.
South. You're in the North, right? Yeah,
Yep.
you're in the North. So you
Yeah.
seen Civil War? Was that a Union soldier?
Yeah.
Confederate?
Probably a Union soldier because we was in the North. You
And
know,
where were you?
we was upstate New York.
Were you in
Upstate.
what type of building was it again?
It was a cabin. It was a cabin.
Okay.
Yeah. But so it's stuff like this that I experience that have me so engulfed in the stuff I'm into now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird because like one of the first, I don't want to say the first, but one of my experience of seeing, I would say ghosts, but you know, the same thing, like Civil War, because the hospital that I saw them in was built over a plant, like a graveyard where they buried Civil War soldiers. Uh, so
Hmm.
they never dug them up and put them somewhere else. They just took the headstones out, right? So I saw, and I
Mm.
told this story so many times, but I saw like wounded soldiers, band-aids, brains,
Wow.
all this kind of stuff. And I was like very young and I didn't know, you know, I thought there was just injured people walking around a hospital, you know, but I
Wow.
feel that too. I think the Civil War had a lot of impact on because a lot of blood and a lot of energy and a
Yeah.
lot of graves, the mass graves are still here.
Yeah.
And those people, they probably died suddenly. They were probably fighting for freedom and they probably feel like, has what they've been fighting for, did it play out? Was it worth it? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
So
A
I
lot
feel
of
like it was like a
yeah.
harsh time.
A lot of emotions behind the Civil War. They
Mhm.
say that that's the most haunted circumstance of American history.
Mhm.
They
And
say the most haunted place in America is Gettysburg.
yeah, I heard that.
Mhm.
And I heard that like that's the whole reason people started embalming
Yep.
because they had to send so many dead soldiers home to their families that they had to preserve them. That's why they started using embalming fluid and mercury to preserve these
Mhm.
people because there were so many dying. But it was like a very interesting time, and that's why there's the most ghosts and hauntings around,
Mhm.
those type of areas.
Yep.
And the weird thing is, in the South, is a different feeling than in the North.
Hmm.
Because in the South, those people were paid to fight on the wrong side. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like they paid slaves to fight for the Confederate side.
Wow.
So it's a
I
different
didn't
energy.
know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They say you could, fight for this side and you may get your freedom or do you a favor. So a lot of them were escaping to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So the energy is a little bit different in the South when it comes to those things.
Hmm.
You said, where is that? So he saw his ghost in New York. I saw
Hmm.
mine in Texas. Okay. Any other questions? I'm on a roll.
Um. Let me think. Any other questions? Have you ever done a seance?
Yes. Of course. I think as soon as I had my own place and some candles and everything I needed, that's the first thing I wanted to do. So
Would
yeah.
you say that you are a natural when it comes to supernatural interactions with the dead? Like, has that ever scared you?
Mm-mm,
I can tell.
never. Like I told you, like since I can remember, no. Mm-mm. I saw death too much when I was a kid and early on, and then of course seeing ghosts with injuries and going to funerals when I was like 3 and 4 years old and seeing like a lot of stuff like that. It just kind of fell in place. And then of course I was a mortician for a long
Yeah, I
time.
was gonna say. Then you was a mortician.
Hmm. So, all of that stuff just added up and it's like there's no fear for it, like dealing with it and everything like that. So it's a natural for me. You said,
Yeah.
someone asking, how do you know if you were born to be a witch? I mean, if you're attracted to learning about the occult, I would say it's a natural interest that you may need to, explore.
Yeah, you don't gotta try. It's in you.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the movies that feature witches, a lot of the witches you'll resonate with them, with their supernatural experiences and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like
you'll know.
when I
Yeah.
watched The Wizard of Oz, I was on the witch's side.
Me too. Me too.
I said they did her dirty.
Yeah.
They did her dirty. Uh-oh, and like when I saw Little Mermaid, I was like, Ursula is just doing business. Thank you, Rosa. SHERA, I can't find the member button. It says join on the channel page. It'll say join. Yeah, keep looking for it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. We got to go on the channel page. But thank you. Okay, Princess Hana says, has anyone told you that you favor vanity? Girl, a long, long time ago. I don't know if I look like that. But thank you. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I was siding with the witches. Like
Yeah.
he was just trying to, do business. Ursula was a businesswoman. Um, on the Little Mermaid, and like the witch from the Wizard of Oz, she was mad because they got her sister. Like, what the heck? The story Wicked told us about the Green Witch from Oz. You know what?
Yeah.
I have never seen Wicked. I'm
Uh,
waiting for the movie to come out.
yeah.
Go
Yeah,
watch
I seen it on Broadway. It's pretty good.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I guess I'll watch it and see, what her backstory is. Um, so how did you know when you were young that this was your calling? Like, you was already attracted to the witches and the sorcerers and the magic, and that was like what you wanted to
Not
do?
not to say too much, but they would come to me, like the spirits of the witches would talk to me, especially when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Hmm.
They would come to me and show me things and teach me magic very early on, before I even knew what the word magic was.
Hmm.
So this is why I keep going back to you. Some people are just born into this stuff. So a lot of the spirits of the witches showed me things directly very early on. And they were actually very nice. They were actually very nice to me, but they knew I can see them, so they would talk to me.
Okay. So they recognize you. They came
They
to you.
recognize that I can see them. Hmm.
Have you been watching that new series, Always or Agatha All Along? It's like a Marvel on
Uh-huh.
it's on Disney Plus. It's like one of the witches that was in the Scarlet Witch. I think that was the name of WandaVision. It was like the other witch, her story, Agatha.
Hmm. No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. I don't know if you have Disney Plus, but it's on there. It's pretty interesting. They do like it's like a coven of witches that have to walk this witch's road and go through all these like uh, trials or whatever. It's kind of interesting.
What I think is interesting is how popular is this witch theme in all of Hollywood and all of entertainment, and how long have that been the case? It's been a while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this witch stuff is it's very significant. Stands out.
hmm
Yeah.
I think in the future, just like people thought technology and medicine and stuff was witchcraft back in the old days, I think in the future that a lot of this stuff is going to be proven scientifically and energetically
Oh
to
yeah.
where we can advance to a new level of magic that's beyond this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely think that's where we're headed. Absolutely. Hmm.
So like the magic is literally going to I would say there will be I don't want to say new magic because there's no but higher levels of magical thinking are going to
Yeah.
be able to be studied because we're
Yeah.
past stuff if it's proven by science.
Yeah.
Now focus on the next thing.
Yeah. We're past that.
Okay.
Yep.
Cup the Cake Master says, "What are some good signs of a teacher or mentor?"
Maturity. I think if I were looking for a teacher, I would like to see someone who, when they're speaking, you never see them reading off of uh, anything.
Mhm.
They're not looking at notes. It's all in here,
Right.
right? That's the greatest sign of a teacher into this thing,
That's a good.
right?
That's a, yeah. Agree. Um. Someone said Terrence Howard woke up something. You know he's a Pisces too. We got the same birthday.
Hey, yeah, that's another Pisces. Oh yeah, yeah, got the same birthday. Yeah, that's another Pisces. Don't say nothing bad about Terrence Howard. All right.
You know his level. I know like, he talks a lot about math and numbers and stuff, but remember the universe is a paradox, and you can make anything work,
Hmm.
especially with
Yeah,
numbers and equations and patterns.
yeah,
So one way ain't the only way. That's all I'm saying. Okay, but when people only know one way, you can't tell them there's other ways. They
yeah.
won't believe it. Just like you said, there's a block. There's a block there.
Hmm.
So what I like using always I can. Okay, that's true. Okay, what you have any other things, or you want to tell them anything else? Because I don't know how long you want to be on, but like you
Uh,
probably need to go, and I don't want to keep you because
yeah, I'm
stuff to
about done.
do.
So yeah, one last time. Text me 917-605-1469. And then also be doing the Pomba Gira Money Halloween ritual. So text me about that. And then also follow me on the Occult College. So the Occult College, Kollegee.
And I'll
Right?
put that link for his
Yeah.
YouTube after the video.
Yeah. And if anybody want any mentorship or whatever, text me and we can work all that out. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for being a
Thanks.
guest. It's,
Thanks for
it's a
having me again.
pleasure as always. And we could probably talk for hours and hours and
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
going.
no doubt.
I know people got stuff to do.
Word, word. All right. Peace
Thank
out.
y'all. Bye.
All right.
Thank y'all. All right, y'all. Did y'all enjoy our guest of the evening? It's fun when you can talk to other people and just like go back and forth instead of, talking about random things. So that's a good thing. So we like Terraine. We've known each other for 10 years online. And so, he's on the up and up. So y'all go ahead and, you know, check him out. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anyway, do y'all have any questions for me? Like, I can try to answer some stuff because I'm still here. Y'all know me. Yeah, he was chill. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. You just subscribe to his channel, Saint Marcus. That's good. Yeah. So what are y'all doing for Halloween? Are y'all gonna do some rituals and you gonna hit Terraine up to get your money spells done? Or what are y'all gonna be doing? Dude, I see Beyonce's mother's new book. It has, hold on, as the High Priest Tarot card. Well, the high, or is it the Empress or the High Priestess? I didn't get a good look at it. I would have to look at it. I know it says the Matriarch on it. I saw that. I think the Empress would be more of the Matriarch card, so I would have to look at it. Because, yeah, I'd have to see it, but I have to look at it before I can talk about it. But I think, you said High Priestess, but I think most women who are knowledgeable are the High Priestess of their life, you know? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, if they're the High Priestess, that's a good thing. The guest was cool, but you enjoy looking at me. Thank you, Princess Hana. Makes me know what type of femme I truly need. Okay, okay. I'm cleaning and ritual work for Hallows Eve. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, it's always a good time to do that. What's his website again? It's linked in the description bar, and also his number is in there. I think that's his WhatsApp that you can contact him with. I did link it all in the description bar. And I'm going to give y'all the Etsy store as well. I think you can contact them. You can contact him through his Etsy store as well. So I'm going to link that right there. Oudh of Gira on Etsy. He also sells the oud oils and the fragrances and things like that, as well as spell work on his store. So, and you can get in contact with him. And I think the WhatsApp number or to text him through is in the description bar. Thank y'all. How often do I do glamour spells? Every time I do my makeup, ma'am. Every time I do my makeup is a glamour spell. All right. Every time you get to doing your makeup, that's literally a glamour spell. How you feel about it, how you charge your makeup, the type of makeup you actually buy, the name of your makeup. I mean, makeup is very magical. And there are a lot of occultists that are in the cosmetics industry. So we could talk about that too. Like, if you notice, a lot of women who design their own cosmetics, name their own cosmetics, whatever, they're using glamour magic in their packaging, in their names, in their ingredients. And if they do perfume, in the notes of their perfume. So makeup in itself is glamour magic. And if you want really good glamour magic, you need to buy makeup from women who look good, who got money, and are very powerful and witchy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Rem Sultan. What if your birthday is on Halloween? Then you probably a Scorpio, even though I don't really do astrology. That's cool. I knew someone whose birthday was on Halloween and they were a mortician. So maybe you're able to, like, you know, work with the dead. Maybe you have some type of gift, perhaps, that is able to, you know, do stuff like that. Explore it. Okay. So, yeah, glamour magic is makeup. And you can also do spells on your makeup. You could do glamour spells on your makeup. You can like light candles, put crystals, you can charge your makeup, all that kind of stuff. So do that. And that's a glamour spell within itself. Your brush, your hairbrush, you can put some like, you know, different waters on it. Um, your oils, your perfumes, your tinctures, like, well, I always have an oil with me. So like I have an oil with me. It's called Aphrodite's Vision. So if you don't make your own oils or whatever, then you can definitely purchase from another, you know, occultist or witch or practitioner online. That's why I like Etsy, because you could buy pretty much anything magical on Etsy. And so Aphrodite, she's the goddess of beauty, right? So you get some, you can make your own or you can buy someone else's, put that on and manifest and vibrate the frequency of beauty, you know? You can burn it in an oil burner, a diffuser. You know, you can put some drops in your bathtub, whatever, you know, just incorporate a lot of stuff into your everyday normal things. And that's glamour spells within itself. Um, what should you put on your altar for business? A business card and some money on top of it. And maybe you should make a sigil to attract increasing business that brings lots of profit. Okay. You said Charlotte Tilbury has some good ones. Yes. If you follow her on Instagram or TikTok, a lot of her makeup is like very magical looking. Has like a lot of it has like crystals in it, things like that. I know she has some perfumes that have very magical names and scents and notes and stuff like that. Um, mhm. CW says people will try to attack you via your moon signs. Well, if you don't believe in astrology and you're bigger than that, then it really won't work. Unless, you know, the funny thing is, let me tell you all the funny things. If you believe a spell is working on someone because you're attacking them, you're going to see signs that it's working. But the actual person who you're attacking may see zero signs of any type of attack and may just be living their best life. So I feel like whatever people want to see, they're going to see it in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But literally that person could be literally living their best life, and that is just to appease you so that you can get over whatever it is that that person did to you, so you can get over it a little bit faster. Um it's like, okay, you did this, now hopefully you're okay about it and you can move forward. So I think a lot of times people that do those type of spells, they're going to look for signs and they're going to find them, and they're going to be appeased, healed, and able to move on faster. Meanwhile, the person may not be experiencing anything significant, and they may just be living their best life. Right. So just remember that also. It doesn't mean it's not working for you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's not working for your mental. Because see, sometimes when you do spells on people, it's not really on them or for them. It's more for you. That's why, like, a lot of times people are walking around scared. People are going to attack them and they're very superstitious. Like, if you're into magic and you fear attack, I don't think you should be into magic, because magic in itself is your ability to manipulate your reality. Now think about that. Your ability to manipulate your reality. Now, your reality is not the same as their reality. So it's only manipulating it through your perspective, not through everyone else's perspective. Okay? So that's why you don't need to walk around afraid or scared or whatever. Just think about it. Okay? Like you may see someone walking around crying and you may say, oh, my spell is working. But they could be crying because they got really good news that's unbelievable. Okay, you don't know. So perspective. Thank you, Sarah. Is it true that you can be blocked if you are trying to manifest? How can you get rid of it? Some lady charges 10K to clear blocks. Well, see, a lot of magical practitioners help you clear your own blocks, but you literally clear your own blocks by how you vibrate and what you believe. So, you're paying somebody 10K, your block better be removed because you paid them. And so you're going to believe that it's removed because you put something on it. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, goddess, sprinkle, sprinkle. Hey, Ashera. Love to see you live on here. You mentioned that you first moved on your own. What was it? Please recommend some for us that live alone and worked step of their magic. Got your book. I've been doing magic before I lived on my own. But I had lots of candles. I knew that. I had lots of candles. I had altars and candles. And did a lot of money magic. So just for, just fun. I mean, everybody need money. Everybody likes money, right? Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Money, magic, and candles. And just decorating like you want to and just being free. It's fun, And like it doesn't have to look like an altar. Like you can literally set it up in your bathroom, on your bathtub, you're in a windowsill. And you can use natural things like seashells, candles, stones, crystals. It doesn't have to be like all extra, So you can do it on a low-key scale as well. Thank you. Yeah, so we don't walk around in fear. We walk around knowing we can change our own reality, not that other people can. Think about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Love spells. Okay. Self-love spells. You got to vibrate on that frequency in order to attract it first. You said a lot of us practice magic and don't even know it. So true. So what do I think about the ancestral curse theory? Well, if that energy of an ancestor is coming through and they didn't like you or whatever, or they're mad or whatever. I always go to alchemy and use transmutation. Okay. So, from what I know, you can transmute any type of energy into whatever you want it, especially with your own knowledge and magic. So you can use the power of, mental transmutation if you have that in your family. Okay. Okay, Bo says, love you and your work. Can I ask, am I being delusional for wanting to manifest a certain life and my dream man who ain't a dusty sprinkle, sprinkle? No, you're not, but I would focus on one thing at a time. So if you're going to manifest your dream life, make sure like you're manifesting. Okay, so when manifesting or creating something, it's like preparing for a child. So you got to prepare a place. You got to prepare mentally. You got to prepare physically. You got to prepare all those things so when it comes, you can maintain it, thrive, and increase it. Okay? So just think of it on that level and do one thing at a time, because if you're going in 5 different directions, you're not as powerful, you know? So focus on one thing at a time and you'll get it. Okay? I don't know how many of y'all have kids, but y'all remember like your first pregnancy? You know, you was laid up in the bed, chilling, reading that book, what to expect when you're expecting, preparing, making a place, getting all your stuff together, the baby stuff together, finding a better place to live if you weren't in the right environment, getting all the safety stuff. You know, you are preparing for what was to come. It's the same thing. You got to prepare. All right. Because then you're able to have a much more, a much better experience. Thank you. Um, so if that's a lifestyle, then you would prepare for that lifestyle, whatever lifestyle you're trying to get to or create. That's what you need to prepare for, like you're having a baby. Thank you. You said I look different than earlier. That's because I had my hair up in a ponytail. But thanks for noticing. All I did was switch my hair and change my earrings. But thank you. You said, do I believe in twin flames? Only if that twin flame is myself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Only if that's myself. Here you go. You're looking very radiant today, Queen. Buy yourself something nice. God bless you. Keep the teaching. Thank you, Rains. Kentrol. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. Okay. Is manifesting being happy every day a good thing? Okay. I say you should manifest that as often as you need to. And remember, happiness is an emotion. It's an emotion. Instead, you should manifest bliss and peace because those are constants. They're not emotions. Okay. So in order for you to be happy, something has to happen to make you happy. You know, you got to be happy about something. It's an emotion, how you feel about something. But if you're in a state of peace and bliss, it means that's a constant. And it's not an emotion. It is a sense of being. So manifest peace and bliss. Happiness comes when something happens to make you happy. Okay. Do I think there's a such thing as being too greedy? Nope. Because let me tell y'all why. Look at all the billionaires in the world. Look at all the billionaires. Okay. You greedy rich and you greedy poor. There's poor greedy people and rich greedy people. There's poor generous people and there's rich generous people. It's just people. Money just makes you richer. Doesn't make you less stingy or less greedy. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There's enough for everyone, correct? If all the money in the world is now digital, there's enough for everyone. If robots are getting ready to do all the work, there's enough for everyone. If everybody and their mama can have a YouTube channel, there's enough for everyone. You know what I'm saying? There is no sense of lack. It's only the illusion of lack. Now, a lot of people said that money is the illusion, but money is a currency or an energy, right? So it's like when you do a spell and you need a physical reminder of the energy that the spell is working. This is a physical reminder. The money is the physical reminder of the currency that you have as far as manifesting what you want and bringing it to you. And the in between is the money. Okay? So the currency. So if all money went digital, what are you going to be greedy for? Numbers on a screen? So it's a currency, it's an energy, it's what you are pushing. Okay? It's your magnetism. You ever notice that people with a magnetic personality or just extra, they always got money. They're always attracting things that they want. Their manifestations are just coming through, right? Because it's a currency. And so is money. It's just a physical currency. So you can't really be greedy with it because it's a currency. You can be greedy with nothing. You can be greedy with sticks on, or you could be greedy with, you know, rocks that you find outside. You could be greedy with pretty much anything. It doesn't need to be money. How do you get rid of blocks so you can manifest? By knowing that the blocks don't exist. The spoon does not exist. Where's that quote from? There is no spoon. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. All right. It don't exist. So if you want people to convince you that it don't exist, and there's steps you're going to have to take to convince yourself that it don't exist. If you understand that it never existed in the first place, that's your shortcut. But if you need actual steps, if you need to believe it, if you need to put something on it, then that's how you're going to do it mentally. You know what I'm saying? You said the limit does not exist. Mean Girls. Exactly. Anyway. Thank you, Copy Castle. That's funny. Knowledge is power. You could have saved 15% if you had just gotten Geico. Sprinkle, sprinkle. SHERA, what is the spell to make a overstayed visitor leave my home? Hot foot powder. Sprinkle, sprinkle, literally. I have a online occult shop. It's linked in the description bar. It's called darkrealmonlineoccultshop.com. And you can go literally and buy some hot foot powder on there, or you can make your own. Just look up a recipe online and sprinkle it everywhere that they are in their vicinity. Don't sprinkle it around yourself. Sprinkle it where they are. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Someone said turning their shoes towards the door. Someone said ask them for money. SHERA has a hot foot powder recipe on YouTube. I sure do. I think I made some on one of them videos. Okay. Someone said, "Turn your broom upside down." Okay, read the comments. Y'all get some extra tips. Start charging them to stay. Exactly. Give them a bill. I don't know. Um. So I titled this video "Witches Stay Paid" because it's literally true. Um. If you consider yourself a witch or an occult practitioner, there are lots of skills that you have or that you learn that can keep you paid. All right. There's lots of wisdom that you attain through doing some of these things, and it pays off in other ways, you know. So definitely invest your time and energy into yourself, into whatever you're doing, and before long, you'll see a way to get paid off of things. I promise you. I mean, that's literally how I started off. So I started off doing card readings and making pendulums. I used to make the pendulums myself, like with stones, crystals, chains, like, you know, and I used to sell them on Etsy. And some of you may have bought one from me, some of my day ones. So that's literally how I started. hmm And everything, you know, came from there. Just came from there. I started making jewelry, um, pendulums, doing card readings, made candles, just everything. Just got into everything. I read lots of books, got really good at doing readings and all that kind of stuff. hmm Thank you. So just, you know, start off wherever you start off. But enjoy the journey because I enjoy my journey every day. Okay. You said the law of assumption. Well, to me, honestly, I feel like if you assume something and you believe it's true, then it's true to you. And that's what you're going to start vibrating with, and that's the frequency you're going to be on. So whether it's true or not, that's what you're going to start attracting. Okay? Because truth is relevant, perspective is everything, frequency and vibration is everything. All is mental. So it doesn't matter. Okay? You said you think, therefore I am. Okay? What do I think about subliminals? If you know what subliminals are, um, they you can use them for your self improvement, but also I think they're helpful. hmm Mm-mm-mm-mm. Any tubers you watch to teach you stuff? Yeah, myself. I watch my own videos sometimes, but I read lots of books. Y'all see this bookshelf behind me? I have like three more of these, and two of them downstairs, and a bunch of other books that can't fit on the bookshelf. I read a lot of books. I am self-taught. I read a lot of books. I've been learning and researching about the occult since I was literally in the fifth grade. So I read a lot of books. I've seen a lot of people that teach good stuff online, but the stuff that mostly I already knew, a lot of the quantum physics and science and like multi-dimensional things, you know, that I would come across when I was like looking online. I wanted more knowledge on it because it didn't go into depth like I wanted it to, so I found books. Okay, so your best friend is books, not TikTok. Okay? Get you some books. Because when you can explain something in layman's terms to a child and they can understand it, then you know it. And when you know that knowledge, it's easier to apply and see it everywhere and where it can fit into certain situations and how you can use it in many situations. So, you say, how did you find Terraine? Probably on Facebook 10 years ago. They liked Michael Jackson just as much as I did. And so they were and I think around that time, like I saw one of his videos where he was talking about Michael Jackson or something, and I just watched it. So yeah, that's how. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Have I ever met anyone who you considered another version of someone else? Um, Another version of someone else. Not really. Like people are too different to be another version of someone else. Okay. Um, I mean, people have similar characteristics, but they're not the version of someone else. How do you go about attracting a man if you look intimidating and they don't approach me? By looking less intimidating. Okay. Do I believe in soul ties? No. Don't believe in that. Okay, so there's a lot of things you can believe in and not believe in at the same time because the universe is literally a paradox. So you don't have to believe in nothing and you can believe in everything at the same time and you're good. All right. Just think about that for 2 seconds. All right. Think about that for 2 seconds while I get my paper ready. All right. So if the universe is a literal paradox, you can believe in everything and nothing at the same time and still be right. You could tell a lie and be telling the truth at the same time because there's multiple perspectives, which means all perspectives cannot be the truth. If there's only one truth, the only one truth is that there's a paradox. So once you get that, you can just go have fun and make your money and get paid and live your best life once you figure that out. But a lot of people have to go through the journey to do that. Okay, thank you, Miss Kimmy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Looking absolutely gorgeous. SHERA random, but my ears ring, and I know that means something spiritually, but I don't know what. What are your thoughts on this? Why? Da, da, da. Okay, so I've learned that drink more water, go outside and touch some dirt and touch some grass. All right. Do something grounding and mundane. Go to the beach, walk on sand, get in the water. That's gonna balance you back out. Okay. Some says earthing, go to the water, go to the beach, go, get into nature. Remember what's around us. We have all this technology around us that wasn't here always. So thank you, Posh. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hey, SHERA, you love you. Okay, thank you. You're depressed because a guy didn't give you no money. Need to make 1K in 10 days. Girl, that's easy. You made AI solutions for business. What is the best Halloween spell? Money spell? That's number one. Do a money spell. All you need to do is make $100 a day and you got it. Okay. I said this earlier on my other channel. Do you know how do your feet look? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anyway, if you asked 5 people for $50. See if you can get it. Just start asking random people. Put your Cash App out there. Charge for dirty socks. You know, them foot. There's all these crazy foot fetish groups on Facebook. You go find. I don't know. I was watching this one Instagram reel where this man was knocking on this girl's door, begging her to buy her dirty socks. And she was freaked out. She rolled down the window like this far. And she slipped him the socks through the window. And he gave her the money. Okay. And she sped off quickly. Y'all know I'm silly, but yeah. You can do it. You can figure it out. I have faith that you'll figure that out. Okay. Do some tarot card readings. Get your cards working. You got some oracle cards. You can't read tarot. Everybody can read oracle. Start shuffling. Get somewhere. Go get you a little table and set it outside a bar on Halloween. Everybody want to get readings on Halloween. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You can't get to the bar. Put your table out somewhere else on Halloween. Charge people $5, $10 per reading. You can use oracle cards. They have the meaning right on them. All right. What is your favorite thing to do for some more self-love and the attraction? I really trying to embody that. Okay. Just doing your best to be your best every day, or at least putting a lot of effort into yourself. Because I think when people see that you put a lot of energy and effort into yourself, they want to do the same for you. So, you're teaching people how to treat you literally, and whatever you're doing, continue to do that because other people are watching and paying attention to how you treat yourself. And that teaches them how to treat you. You said a true hustler's mindset. I'm going to do that. Girl, just get you a scarf, a bunch of necklaces, and sit your little table out and put a little scarf on it. Put them oracle cards out, throw a candle up there, and get your reading. People do it in New Orleans every day. Okay. Mm-hmm. You say you're going to scare your neighbors. It's Halloween. Tell them you're a fortune teller, but charge. All right. You said, how would you go about manifesting your soulmate? I don't believe in soulmates. So I would manifest someone that can add to me that makes my life better than what it already is. You know what I'm saying? So I would manifest someone who can compliment me and help me reach the levels that I want to reach in life. I'm not looking for no soulmate, you know. You can manifest a good friend. You can manifest someone that you're very compatible with. You can manifest someone that you have a lot in common with, or whatever you want to do. But if you start using terms like soulmate and stuff, that's a box, that's a limit, that's a trap. So I don't suggest that. I suggest manifesting someone who can, help you live your best life. There you go. Someone said a wallet mate. Okay. Because y'all have to think about this. This is how you can get tricked. Let's say you believe in soulmates, right? And you sit here manifesting your soulmate, going like this, blah, 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 soulmate. And all of a sudden, some dusty walks in. And you think it's your soulmate. Because he said something that clicked. And that was a sign from your magical working. And now this Dusty is talking about, I think we soulmates too. And now you're sitting up there living with a Dusty who's broke, but you can't get rid of him because you think he's your soulmate. It's a trap, man. Don't believe in soulmates. Believe in mates that want to help you get to the next level. Okay? So no, We don't believe in soulmates. We believe in if they can get you to the next level, if they can add to you, if they can make your present life even better than what it is. Added bonuses is what we're calling them. So someone said bankmate. Okay. We're not doing that stuff anymore. It's a way to be manipulated, and we don't need that. Okay. You said anytime I do astrology readings, that's all they want to do is who is their soulmate. Tell them it's they self. Your soulmate is yourself, ma'am. Now focus on this money. You good? You get it? The soulmate keeps coming back as you. You're your own soulmate, so you just got to get this money and find somebody that's compatible with you that's gonna help give you some more money. Okay, that's what you tell them. Because people are dumb because they think their soulmate is going to be their romantic interest, and that they live in a 7 mile or 50-mile radius of them. That's just dumb. Oh, thank you, Maria. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you successfully dispel all bitter reminiscing on old disputes with toxic coworkers? I can't help but want revenge so bad, which I know does not serve me. Okay. You have to believe that you're above everyone and you're better than everyone, and that revenge is petty because they don't know any better. You got to look at them as you're a mother and they're the children and they don't know any better. Okay. Especially if you want to get past it and go forward. All right. Think of it like that. You got to be the bigger person, the higher mind. So, rise above and become their mother mentally. Like them kids, them children, my sons, my daughters, poor things. I'm so glad I'm much more intelligent, smarter, and, higher minded than they are. So you got to take the higher perspective. That's literally it. You got to literally ask yourself, why did they do that? Why are they having that issue? It's not you, it's literally them. Um, you said, but what if they tear you down every day? Could you let them then? You let them tear you down every day. They should be afraid to even come in your presence at a certain point. Okay. Mm-hmm. Take on the tone of mother in your voice. See what happens. Or father, if you're a guy. Take on the authoritative role or the higher role. Talk to them like a child. You'll see. They will change their demeanor, I promise you. Don't allow them to victimize you. You sun them, as we call it. Sun them. Even if you're younger than them, your wisdom can just do the same thing. So, for example, if they're coming at you doing all this rigmarole, like, close your eyes, take a deep breath, as if they're getting on your nerves. It's like, can you just write that all down? I'll get to that later. I'm not really able to focus on what you're saying right now. Make friends with the boss so that you have leverage if you have a job. Okay. Then they won't mess with you. You said the side eye. You got to take the mother tone and act like everybody's beneath you. Even if you don't really feel that way, you just want to fit in and be part of it. No, when if they're targeting you, you need to rise up higher. Take on the mother role or the father role or whatever. Just be done with them. Son them. Okay. Thank you. You said, is there a spell for it? Yes, it's called knowing your value and your worth and not taking nothing from nobody. It's called standing up for yourself, but in a way that they can't really dispute. It's taking the authority in your own hands and sunning them. It's putting them literally back into their place from which they tried to escape when they decided to disrespect you. That's all it is. If y'all watch my other channel, I do it every day with Dusties. I put them back in their place. That's all you got to do. You can do it in a nice, nasty way that's respectable, though. Okay. You may have to get the highest membership to see all the videos or some of the videos. Do you have a tip on thawing spell for feeling frozen or paralyzed in life? Okay, that's all in your mind. You're not frozen or paralyzed. You're just not doing the right thing. Okay, you got to do something different. Different results from different actions. You got to do something totally different. You got to change everything. You got to change stuff. You got to change something. You got to change directions. That's it. There's no block. There's no feeling paralyzed. You got to change directions. Okay? Do something totally different. Change directions. Go do something go to the other side of town. Go do something. Go talk to another person. Whatever. Okay? Change directions. That's always the best thing to do if you feel frozen. Do something different. Change directions. Very random. Try being random. That helps. I'm serious. Just try being random. It literally helps. Like just the simplest detour can put you in a whole new path in a direction. Like, for example, I know I'm a girl. Okay, whatever. I switch nail places. Okay, whole different experience, better service. Um, you know, different everything. Like inspiration from the paintings on the wall in the nail shop may have led to a different idea. Or a different plan that would have never thought of if I hadn't seen a picture hanging up in the nail shop that I decided to go to instead of the regular one. Just simple things. So change directions, change stuff up. Take a different route home, switch your nail shop, listen to some different music, whatever. Just go do something different. That's literally it. Thank you, Kuan Yin. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Someone says you've outgrown your current environment, so you feel stuck. Okay, well, change the environment. And if you can't leave your environment, then change the environment around you. Okay. So simple and helpful. Yes. You're not frozen. You're just not doing the most. Okay. Remember, there's different paths. Like time is not linear. Life is not linear. You have infinite directions to go. So you're never blocked or frozen. Okay. Unless you believe you are and you're just not moving. So I'm going to draw you a little picture. So this is you, right? This is you. and you're so used to going in a straight line or whatever, and it's the same every day, so you feel like nothing is changing, right? Because it's the same every day, so you feel like nothing is changing. One day is the same as the other. You can't do nothing, you can't get nowhere. So go this way. And then tomorrow go this way. Then go this way. Do something different. Change it up. Your every day doesn't have to be the same. You make it the same by choosing to do the same stuff every day. If you draw a line on every inch or area of this paper, you're going to have infinite directions, infinite possibilities. So you're never stuck. You're just not changing directions. Okay. So how do you find the motivation to do stuff? Just do anything. It doesn't even matter if you have motivation for it. Just do something. Okay. Just do something. It doesn't even matter. Go outside and walk down the street, check your mailbox. Okay, look up at the sky. Okay, water your grass. You got a yard. Light a candle. Take a bath. There's so many things you can do in a house. Read a book, take a bath, put on some ambiance, do some yoga, watch a movie, you know, write in a journal, draw something, take a picture, try on some clothes, make some outfits, get on Pinterest, make a Pinterest board. I don't know. Like, there's so many things you can do. I find that when I'm not motivated to do certain things, I have to get creative. So do something creative. Okay. Just do something. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Just do something. It doesn't even matter what it is. That could get you going. Take a bath by candlelight. Just do stuff different. Like last night, I posted myself on Instagram, putting on oils and lotion and stuff like that by candlelight in darkness. I mean, that was something not many people will do every day, but it was just something different, something fun, something, people might want to try. Just do whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. Just do whatever you want. As long as it's legal. Thank you, occult goddess. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So just be very random and do whatever you want. Okay. Let's do a spell. Exactly. Literally do whatever you want. Exactly. Free will. Yeah. Flex your free will. Follow your heart, Anna. Okay. You said break dance? Exactly. Put on an old Michael Jackson video and start to learn that Remember the Time dance. I don't know. Okay. Be spontaneous. Exactly. People forgot how to be spontaneous because they're so used to routine. Scroll, 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 online. Just do something spontaneous. You said, what's a good spell for self-worth and unblocking limiting beliefs? Know thyself. I would say do a knowledge spell. There's spells you can do to be able to understand knowledge easier, open your mind to understanding knowledge. Because sometimes people don't understand how to do these things. They don't. They just hear people talk about it and they say, well, I want to do that too, but they don't know how. So what I used to do is I would do spells for knowledge and how to apply that knowledge. Because people can tell you all day till you're blue in the face, oh, there's no block, there's no spoon, oh, you just have to know, but you're not going to know how to know. So when you read books, that may be harder to understand because they're occult books or magical books or just any book. It could even be a self-help book, whatever. You're going to understand it on a deeper level that's going to allow you to understand it and apply the knowledge easier. So do spells for knowledge if you don't know how to do any of this stuff. Start there too, you know, because it will open your eyes further. And when you're reading, you're going to pay extra attention. You're going to see more. You're going to be able to understand stuff more. So knowledge spells if you don't know what I'm really talking about. Okay. And you'll be led to different things, different books, different things to study because you did that knowledge spell. Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember reading a book and I couldn't really understand it on the level that I should have understood it on. And then, after I learned a little bit more and did my little knowledge spell, manifested knowledge, da 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 da, then I went back to read it and I could understand it on a different level. So sometimes it's that. Mm-hmm. I've been on here for 3 hours. Yeah. I better get to going. Um, I do have to go. Thank y'all though for joining me this evening. It's been a while. I'll try to get back on here more often, definitely. Um, I'm in my office upstairs. Y'all know this room if y'all been on this channel for a while. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said it's great weather right now to listen. Okay, Carmel, Callie, sprinkle, sprinkle. Knowledge spell, brilliant. Yeah. Also, let me tell y'all something before y'all go. To open up your mind, to get more creative, to unblock, as y'all call it, unblock, you need to do more exercise. You need to do like whenever I was, getting my best ideas, I was walking, I was breathing air and walking. My body was moving. My blood was circulating. My frequency was higher. So if you're a very stagnant person and you don't get a lot of activity and you feel blocked or uncreative or unmotivated, you need to get in motion. Okay. You go for a walk, if anything. Just go outside for a walk. If you can't get outside, at least walk on a treadmill. I don't know. But you need to get your blood in motion because your body is electrical. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, Thank you, Nina V. You said it was the book Murder of Reality. What book? No, I understood that book when I read it the first time because I had already understood other books before that. But no, I think it was like just something else. Like, what book was it? I'm trying to remember. It could have been Book of Enoch or something like that. Yeah, someone said it in the comments. It was Book of Enoch that I got to understand a lot better. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. I remember I posted that book, The Murder of Reality, Nina, up, and people got scared and like, oh no, they started commenting under it. Oh no, don't read that book. We gotta go. It was like this scattered a bunch of people. And they even commented, don't read that book. I'm like, why not? So I read it. Just because you can't read it don't mean I can't read it. Sorry. Like, and that's not a challenge, y'all. I promise you that ain't no challenge. And some people they might not, they might have been scared of it, but I read that thing twice. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It said, what's wrong with that book? I think only you know, I think I appreciated that book on so many levels because it was just so interesting. Um, I don't know. What is your opinion on it? Whoever had read it. It ain't for everybody. When I read that book, let me tell y'all. I think I started seeing things a lot different, but also like, okay, I think Kanye West read that book too. No lie. I think Lupe Fiasco might have read that book. I'm just saying. Or at least they understand what the book is about. Nina says, yeah, The Murder of Reality is the name of the book. Okay, so after I read that book, I could understand stuff way better. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's not, I don't think it's for everybody. Pre-warning. Okay. Pre-warning. Okay, so here's a test that you can see if that book is for you. If you can decode Lupe Fiasco's raps easily, 90%, then you can read that book. Okay, there you go. But if you decode the raps, it has to be on 3 levels. So if you can decode Lupe Fiasco's lyrics on some of his songs 3 different ways, then you can read it. That's all I can say. I don't know. Like, that's just my reference point. Mhm. You said, "What if we don't listen to Lupe? Then you missing out." Shoot, sprinkle, sprinkle. My favorite song by him right now is Cake. It's new on his new album, Samurai. Okay. Go listen to Cake. It's not that hard to decode that. There he has some deeper songs too, like on his other albums. That's all I can say. He said it's by Pierre Sabok. Yes. I got a signed copy with he signed a copy to me, the author of the book, and it says uh have fun or something creating your own reality or something like that. It's actually on my bookshelf. I think. Was it up there? Oh, he has 2 books too. I think I thought. Maybe where's the other one? Oh, it's down here on this bookshelf. Y'all want to see it? Let me see if I can find it. Very interesting. Let me see. I have so many bookshelves. Hold on. Oh, all right. I might have to reread this. So here go the book. Ooh. Do some ASMR. All right. Oh, okay. So this is what it says. All right. It says, let's make a better world. Best wishes and kind regards. So I contacted the author through Instagram, I think, or their email or something like that, and ordered the book, and I asked them to autograph it. What? What are you talking about? That's the book? Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all can find free PDF versions. Y'all just need to dig. Okay, Nina says, sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't know. I like hand-on books because you like it's different on paper. I'm telling you. I mean, you could probably get the gist of it online, but it's very different on paper because literally, I think I copied down this entire book. I think I copied down this entire book to learn it. In my spare time. Not the like references or nothing, but like the meaningful things. Mm-hmm. Very interesting, but yeah, this is the name of the book. Don't read it. Thank you, Regins. I'm saying read it, but don't read it if you ain't ready. I say read the first, if you can find it online, read the first couple of chapters. And if you're not understanding it, wait, do your knowledge spell, study some more stuff about the occult, ancient Sumeria. Let me tell you what to study before you read this, first of all. All right, before you read this, you need to study ancient Sumeria, ancient gods and goddesses. You need to study in ancient Egypt, gods and goddesses. You need to study what those gods and goddesses were for. You need to study symbolism. There's so much stuff you got to know before you can fully understand this. Okay. This is literally for like an adept person. So, ancient Sumeria. It touches on a lot of different things. Biblical things, Sumerian, ancient Egyptian, Greek, just all different pantheons. Symbolism, occult rituals, let me see, word magic. It's a lot of word magic, language magic. A lot of the stuff that you think was this, it's going to reveal to you what it really was. Like, and let me see what else. It's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's definitely, if your pineal gland is not activated, I don't know if you'll understand this. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. I don't think I would have understood it if I hadn't studied all this stuff for decades. So, But I think, you can read it and get a little bit and keep that book for a long time. And as you learn more and more, it's going to start revealing more and more. Okay. Yeah, it's not scary, but if you're not able to understand a lot of things, you're going to see it as something like off. I'll just put it that way. It's just going to look a little bit off to you. You got two of his books? Yeah, I got the other one too. It's on my bookshelf. The Holographic Universe, I have that too. Mhm. You say your attention span is so horrible? Well, get off TikTok then. Get off scrolling. You can get your attention span back by reading and taking notes. Mhm. You said not y'all being negative on here? I don't see anything negative. Did somebody say something negative? Okay. Do you have to be vegan to open your pineal gland? I don't know. I've been vegan for a long time, but when I was vegan, it opened. So I can't say yes or no, but because I don't know, because at the time I was vegan. I don't ask the one, I don't know. I couldn't tell you because I don't know if it was because of that or if it was gonna happen anyway. I don't know. All right. Maybe it helps go faster. I don't know. Okay. I don't think it's a requirement, but it could help to cleanse your system of certain things. Yeah, I guess if you eat clean, that's also good. I don't know. Do you have any advice for people who go through mania? Ground yourself. Do something mundane. Have fun. Not everything is so serious. The universe is a paradox. Um, it's not a mystery, it's a paradox. So think about it like that. The universe is not a mystery, it's a paradox. Don't try to solve the mystery. Understand that it's a paradox. That's all you need to remember when you're going through anything. Okay. Um, I think when some people start learning about certain things, they develop some type of quote unquote mania, or some people develop OCD or something like that. Um, where they feel like they have to do something, or they have to know something, or they not supposed to do something, or something else will happen. I feel like um, if they understood that everything is a paradox and not a mystery and not something that's going to lead to something bad, it's just a paradox. Okay. There's a really good song if someone's going through mania, or if someone's experiencing that. And it's actually by Lupe Fiasco. Um, it's called "I Don't Want to Care Right Now." I don't want to care right now. Just stop caring. Don't care about too much stuff. Don't care about all this extra stuff. Just go have fun. Yeah. There you go. You need to learn how to energy cleanse to get out of fear and being perceived and seen. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's no fear. It's everything is a paradox. So, just how, like people are going to talk about you whether you're doing good or bad. either way. They still gonna talk. So you might as well do what you want. Okay. Mm-hmm. How to properly transmute the feeling of jealousy or envy by focusing on yourself and finding things that you're thankful for and that you have gratitude for. Because think about it. If you're envious and jealous of other people, it's because you're not focusing on what you have already and what you're thankful for and what you're trying to do and accomplish. You're too busy looking over here when you're supposed to be focused on yourself and your path, So focus on your gratitude and what you have and what you're thankful for, maybe that other people may, you know, wish that they had. Thank you, Raquel. Can you have your ancestor altar on a balcony? You had it in the kitchen, but I rent your place for events and I don't want to. Yeah, you can put whatever you want as long as like no animals and bugs can get to it, I guess. Um, so yeah, focus on like make a list of all the things you're happy about or grateful for, and then you won't be jealous of nobody. Okay. When you start making gratitude lists, you start really seeing what's valuable. You know what I mean? So you start really focusing on what you have, and you're not worried about nobody else after that. Okay. Do you believe in crystals and protection bracelets? I believe in frequencies. Okay. Wasn't it Nikola Tesla said once you start seeing things through energy and frequency, your whole perspective is gonna change how you see the world. Yeah. Thank you, Timeless Tea. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Can you properly do magic without candles and herbs and other tools? Yes. Mental magic. Frequency. Hmm. Like, if you think about something, you can change your frequency of your body and your surroundings. So, like, when you think about something that makes you happy or excited, your heartbeat goes faster, your blood pumps faster, your frequency changes, your electromagnetism and your whole body changes. Therefore, you change how you interact with the universe and what you're attracting. So, just your thoughts alone can change your frequency. You don't need a candle. You don't need herbs. Just your thought alone. Now, the herbs and the candles can affect your frequency or help it as well because heat is energy and it is a frequency. Okay. And herbs, depending on what you're doing with the herbs, are you using them for incense? Are they stimulating your senses and making your blood more stimulated and circulating through your body and making your pulse faster? Or is it slowing it down? Like, what are these herbs doing? Is the aromatherapy doing something for you there? So it's all about frequency. Everything you do is going to literally just lead to your frequency and how you vibrate and what you're attracting. Okay. That's why, like, when you learn about certain things, you got to go all the way. Like herbs, you're going to think herbs are just magical, right? You're not going to understand that herbs have frequencies unless you study quantum physics, frequency, the circulatory system, how food works in your body, stimulants. Like, I have all this knowledge. I went to school. I learned anatomy. I know microbiology. I know physiology. I have this, psychology classes. I, used to embalm bodies. I know anatomy. Did I already say that? So I understand how the circulatory system works, the respiratory system works. I know how stuff looks under microscopes. I know what stuff looks like. I know how the brain works, neuron, like all this kind of stuff. I know how all that works. I know how quantum physics works. I know how frequency works. I know how electricity works. I know how wireless communication works. So all this stuff, it's gonna all start connect to make sense of why things are the way they are. You know. So You understand 5G wireless communication is also affecting people's brains, chemistry, and their electromagnetic frequencies. You know, crystals absorb EMFs. You know all this stuff. So I have a plethora of knowledge and information that I already know just sitting in my head. So when I think about certain things and I say certain things, it's for a reason. Okay. And people knew a lot of this stuff back in the old days, in the ancient days. They already knew their stuff. Okay, a girl has no name. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for the reminding us about the power in our thoughts and our frequency of our hearts. Yes, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. Okay, so if you know all of this, and you know frequencies, and you know you can pick up on certain energies, and you know that you can pick up on radio signals. You hear a song playing in your mind, and then you turn the radio on and it's on. Okay, you pick that up because your brain is a receiver. Okay. With all this stuff going around, you can receive many things. You can receive many things. That's how AI works. That's why when you're scrolling on your phone and you're not even saying nothing, AI just sends you an ad to say what you were thinking. You never said nothing. You didn't take your camera's not on any pictures of anything that you were thinking about because they can pick up your brain wave frequency. That's how they're able to sell you things and give you an ad, and all those kind of things. Just like they can put a thought there if they want to. But if you know this, it's going to help you already saying, is this my thought? Or is this something going through the airwaves? This is why people have crystals, because it absorbs that stuff. Okay. Selenite, Amazonite, and what is that? What is that stone? Even clear quartz, shungite, okay, obsidian. If you keep these around you, like in your sleep, you keep like just a little bowl of crystals by your bed, by your phone, whatever. That might be helpful because it absorbs EMF frequencies. Maybe you wear some crystal earrings, or these aren't crystal earrings, but maybe you do something like that. Maybe you keep something in your purse. Maybe you keep something like they have these little things you can put on the back of your phone that absorbs it. So whatever. Selenite, you can put some in your windowsill. They sell these long pieces of selenite in crystal stores or wherever. You just put them in your windowsill. Put crystals around your house, and it absorbs a lot of that stuff. So when you enter your house, you're less likely to be bombarded with a lot of different stuff. And even if you are, you already know what it is. And so you're not going to be fooled or confused. I missed your super chat, Raquel. Hold on. How to obtain a positive outcome in a court case by not being guilty. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Ma'am, I don't do court case stuff. Just don't be guilty or hire a good lawyer or know the judge. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You could do a candle if you want, ma'am. Why don't you get in contact with Terraine? He was on the video earlier. He does magical workings and rituals and stuff like that if you need someone to do something for you. But someone says do the right thing. The best thing you can do is just know that you're going to win. All right? That's the best thing you can do. Just know the outcome before you even go. All right. Someone says, hi, John the Conqueror root. Yes, that's a hoodoo root that you can use. I just say no, you're gonna win before you step in. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Know you gonna win before you step in. Yeah. Then vibrate that frequency so it permeates the courtroom. All right. I hope that was helpful. I mean, I just know. Thank you, girl. I'll sprinkle, sprinkle. There's a certain chart placements that make people prone to having that. I don't believe in none of that chart stuff. Like the only thing I believe as far as astrology is that we're above that and we create our own things. We create our own life. If you want, like, there are different levels to it. That's what I think. Like, there's different levels. So if you live on the level or you work on the level where astrology is something that you refer to, or you work above that level where you're outside of the solar system and you control many galaxies, multiverses, then you're outside of that and you can control more. You know what I'm saying? You don't let it control you. You control the multiverses. And I think that's what a lot of the books that I have on that shelf are about. The multiverse, holographic universe, creating your own, understanding what things are, knowing how broad your perspective can get versus how small it can be. So I think if we learn those things, we won't be too focused on astrology because it's very limiting because we're bigger than just this solar system. Okay. Hmm. But look, if that's how you make your money, get your money, ma'am. I don't care. I would never say that don't stop doing it if it's getting you paid. So if that's how you make your money, then by all means, know what you're doing, know your craft, know your skill, because there are people that will pay for that service because that's what they believe in and how they live. So I definitely believe in, being able to do something, a service for someone, and also being compensated for it. So if you're an astrologist, get your money because there are plenty of people that love astrology. Okay. Thank you, Tiara. Tijera or Tijera. Okay. Thanks for all that you do. You landed 2 interviews, and now how do you manifest a good paying job? Sprinkle, sprinkle. I always talk about this because y'all know I believe in entrepreneurship. I don't believe in jobs. I think bigger. But I would manifest a job that could lead to entrepreneurship. So maybe high enough to open your own business and where you don't have to stay busy. So whichever job that is, that's going to lead to your own opportunity to open a business that pays a lot. That's what you should be manifesting because a job is nothing but a dead end if you're not getting all the profits of the company. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. I'm not getting ready to put in 8 hours of work if I'm not gathering all the profits. Okay. That's just my level of thinking. I'm not getting ready to work for no company unless I can get all the profits. This has to be my company. You can work for someone's company for a little while, but make sure you're on the course of owning your own. Okay. Don't get stuck in a rut. That's my definition of being stuck. If you work for someone and can't get all the profits of that company. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You say you can't wait to quit? Well, good luck, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I think young people need to hear that more often than find a job. You know, if people would tell young people, I don't know how old you are, but I might be older than you. But I think if more people told young people to focus on entrepreneurship, and that could be a service oriented entrepreneurship. You don't have to sell goods. You can provide a service. You know, if you're into astrology, you could literally be an astrologer. If you know how to read tarot cards, you can be a card reader. If you know how to do spells, you can be a spell caster. You know, if you know how to do nails, you can do people nails. You could be a nail tech. You know how to do hair? You can do people's hair. So there are services that you can provide that you can put your own business and receive all the profits. You see? And you can make a lot more money if you build your clients or your business. And over the years, you collect all the profits instead of just a salary. Okay. You like making body butters? Then by all means, get your money, man. Make them and sell them until you don't have to work anymore for other people. Okay. You said entrepreneurship needs a lot of patience. No, it doesn't. It needs, you know what entrepreneurship needs? It needs a sponsor. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Entrepreneurship needs a sponsor, whether you're sponsoring yourself through your own job or someone else is sponsoring you with their money. But it needs a sponsor, definitely. An investor or sponsor. I prefer a sponsor who just gives you the money. You know, that's what you need. Hmm. So let's say you can't get a sponsor. Okay. Holidays are coming up. People are asking you what you want for Christmas, for whatever holiday. Tell them money to start your business. If you don't have an idea, put it in a savings until you find your idea. But every time there's a holiday or something, when someone asks you, what do you want? What do you want? Don't say something stupid that's just going to be out of style in 2 months. Say, I need money to start my business. And you'll be surprised how many people will help you. You'll be surprised how many people will just give you money and say, here, put this towards your business. If you tell them, especially people that are supportive. Every time you ask for a gift, ask for money for your business. They'll know you're serious, they'll take you more seriously, and they'll probably give you more. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You said most people automatically discourage you. Don't tell them your ideas. Just say, I'm starting a business. Don't tell them you want to start a business. Don't tell them your idea. Just say, I'm starting a business and I need money. I need some money to put towards it. If they ask you what it is, then just say, oh, I'm just, just name something very vague that makes money fast. They don't have to know the ins and the outs of it to contribute if it's a gift. You know what I'm saying? See, you let people in by sharing too much information that's none of their business. If they want to donate, they're going to donate. If they don't, they don't. It's a gift. They don't need an investment back. Okay? You could sell tumblers for all they know. You can sell makeup, whatever. It doesn't matter. They don't need to know all the details. Just say you're starting a business and you need some startup money. Can you contribute? Yes or no? If they say, well, what's the business? Like, oh, I'm not telling anybody right now. I'm just going to work and you're going to see the results because, I'm working hard on it. That's all you tell them. Don't give them no info. Someone said, say drop shipping. Exactly. No, we're not taking loans. We're taking gifts. We ain't paying you back. Okay, you could do a trade like a free service or whatever your business is, but you're not paying nobody back. It's a loan. It's for banks, gifts, and support from sponsors and friends and family. Okay. Mm-hmm. Y'all are silly in these comments though. And if y'all are into doing spells, there's business spells to increase your business. So works all the time. Um, you have to learn many times about sharing ideas. People would give you a negative opinion and go do it then when they were never interested before. Yeah. Don't tell all your stuff. Or tell them something to send them in the opposite direction. Thank you, Nina V. Sprinkle Sprinkle. People sleep on suing. Okay. Well, I mean, some people get their money different ways. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Okay. Spells to increase a business. Business spells. Just go look them up online or get a book or make up your own. Definitely. Do a knowledge spell. Look them up online. They're pretty much all the same. Okay, or make up your own. Yeah, I don't deal with too many people, so I don't really care. Like if I tell somebody something, it's not going to be that detailed. It could be very vague, or I could just be going in a whole different opposite direction of what I told them. So, you know, it doesn't matter. I used to say that on my other channel. Like, if people are copying you or trying to take your ideas, send them in the wrong direction. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. What about a compatible client spell? Okay. Um, you can do any type of spell. You're the one that's performing it, so you can create it and make it up. Do whatever you want. Okay. You say you have the vision, just need to manifest the funds. Okay. Well, find people that want to give to you and make them give you the funds. Y'all don't realize, people want to give to you in so many ways and you don't realize it. You're just not asking. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What could you say to young ladies that are isolated? What do you mean isolated? By choice? By no choice? Like, I don't know. Hmm. There are small businesses grants. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, Bella Stair says she studied psychology in college, and I'm telling you how much power you have gotten for learning how to control your emotions and not being reactive. Helps me so much and less drama. Mind before emotions. That's true, Bella. That is true. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't react unless I thought about how it's gonna get me some money. Look, I'm not reacting unless it's gonna get me paid or if it's positive. I'm gonna get a positive result from the reaction. So think before you react. There you go. Y'all, I gotta wrap this up. You said when someone says we are done on different path, how do I respond if it's true? Huh? I don't understand that. If we are done on a different path. I'm not trying to stay on nobody's path who don't want to be on my path. Just say that. I'm not being a pygmy show on the path, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm gonna do what I want. If they're not adding to you, they taking from you. Get out the way and let them get out of the way. On to the next. You know? Mm-hmm. You said you did my money spell, your money binding spell, and 2 weeks later you got a brand new card, totally unexpected. Thank you. Okay, the enchanted pianist. Sprinkle, sprinkle, glad. Congratulations. Okay, good for you. Keep your next move and ideas to yourself. Yes. Witches stay paid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Money binding spell. Yeah, people are always trying to bind themselves to love, to this, to that. Girl, bind yourself to some money. Lots of increasing money. People keep asking, is there such thing as a natural witch? Everyone has abilities and instincts to do things. It's just how you're cultivating them and how you're using them, if you're exercising them. Some people can use them more than others. It's just your level of awareness and your frequency. Okay, so everybody has the same abilities. It's just some people have more of it, some people have less of it, some people practice it, some people are born with more this and that, but everybody can do it. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of your interest, your ability to learn and apply the knowledge. Okay. The best way to increase your willpower is to see the results first before you even start on any journey. Thank you. Someone says, stop getting triggered. Yeah. Stay unbothered. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. I'm finna wrap this up. Thank y'all, everybody. Hey, Europa Goddess. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I see you, girl. She always in the comments. Shout out. Okay, I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all go have a great evening. I appreciate y'all. Remember all the information for Terraine, Hicks, and Oudh Of Gira store is in the description bar. I'm going to add the YouTube channel there later, and y'all have a good evening. I'll see y'all later.